is the URT. You are the URT. Smash a like for the URT. Subscribe to the URT. Big up the URT. We're having it, people. We're having it. We are having it, and you're having it. So let's have it together. Let's be having you. Let's be having you, Therapy Army. Let's be having you. I hope you're well. Sending love to whoever's out there. Welcome back to the channel. And we've got a lot to talk about today. A whole lot to talk about. We're going to be doing a preview, to me, one of the most important games of the season. After beating City and Arsenal, can Manchester United players, would they bottle it? Would they bottle it against Fulham, or would they come out and actually do something? Would they bottle it like they used to bottle it? I remember we beat City under Jose. We got beat at home. Under Van Gaal, we beat Liverpool, I think, or City, one of them, and then we got beat at home. So this is what it's always about with this football club. These players, it's like a tap. They turn it on and they turn it off. Would they turn up? Can Carrick find a different way of playing against Fulham, taking the game to them, but still having a structure when we lose the ball to everybody to get back? We're also going to be picking the team. We're also going to be thinking about Michael Carrick's presser, what he said today. And also, we're going to be also talking about how we're one injury away in midfield for the season to be disaster. So that's what we've got coming up for you on tonight's show, people. That's what we've got on tonight's show, coming up on tonight's show. That's what we have. So no trying to spin it. None of this try to spin it, people. So that's what we're going to do, people. But we'll be back after this intro. It is an intro. Big up Lesso, man, like Lesso's about. We'll be back after the intro, people. Big up Lesso. Let's do this intro, Lesso, and then we'll be back. Big up to you.
Big up.
Big up Lesso. Lesso, can you hear me?
100%, man. 100%.
I can't hear you. 1 second. Stay there. It's probably it's my fault. 1 second. 1 second. It's probably my fault. Go ahead, Lesso. Say something.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you now. Big up to you, King. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. It's long time. Yeah, it's been
Carrick's at the wheel, bro. Carrick's at the wheel. It must be. You must have Arsenal fans down in South Africa. Some of your brethren, some of your maybe family are Arsenal fans. You must have silenced them after that Cunha winner. Talk to me.
No, definitely. I mean, right here in Africa, in the African continent, there's a whole lot of Arsenal fans. So, I mean, that's why, we've said even during the show that we'd rather have City winning because we don't have that many Man City fans down here, except for the Arsenal fans because, we have the traditional fan group, especially Arsenal and Liverpool. It's a whole lot of them here in Africa. So would rather deal with the City fans, but then, because they're in the minority in the sense. So, yeah, they're all quiet. It is what it is. I've said this when it came to Arsenal. not really worried. Even when we're at our worst, we always manage to get results against Arsenal. So it's not really a thing that says that we've turned the corner and everything is, Carrick's at the wheel and this sort of thing. But I'm just glad that we actually won, so that we can avoid such people in the streets. You can't wear a Manchester United shirt right now in Africa. You cannot. They laugh at you. So it's good to just get that win, and and just to shut up people for a while. But yeah.
Yeah, man, definitely. What game did you enjoy the most? Was it a City game uh, or the Arsenal game? Which game did you enjoy in terms of watching?
It has to be the Arsenal. I'm sorry, it has to be the Arsenal
Not many,
because
not many
no.
City fans in South Africa.
There's quite a few. My nephew's he's a Man City fan, and it was sad, but it is what it is. I mean, he saw Manchester United losing all the time, and he was like, I want to go for the team that's a bit more ambitious. But it was good to see, especially when you're in the pubs or in the bar areas, and there was a lot of Arsenal fans, to see them cry the way they were crying. This was worldwide. So watching them being humbled so much, it actually was sweetening to watch. After all the hell we've been going through, for a change, we were watching other people go through it as well. So we're sharing the pain at the moment, but it is what it is. But I'm just glad that we won that game, and it signified a lot. Growing up as a kid, watching the rivalry, because it was always with us in Africa. It was always rivalry with Arsenal. It was Arsenal and Liverpool. So those two teams were very important. If you won those games, it was your year made. You made sure that your team had to win those games. You prayed that your team had to win those two games the most. Until obviously Chelsea came in with Roman Abramovich, and then the excitement factor actually filtered into that, and then some Arsenal fans left Arsenal and went to Chelsea. I mean, there's that part where Lampard even said it is like, when he was playing for Man City, is like, I saw some familiar Chelsea fans supporting Man City. You know what I'm saying? So it was weird, but anyways, it's good for us to have this little bit of a run, but the long term problems are still there, regardless of the issues. We still have this ownership that doesn't know what they're doing. I don't care what anyone says, they do not know what they are doing, because all these decisions were forced. It was not something these guys planned. So for me, it's still a red flag going forward. Until you get rid of these guys, you're still not good. You're still gonna get these moments. Yes, we have always had moments throughout the years, even under the Glazers. This is something that people don't actually want to discuss, because we all want to live within the moment of something special happening and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But the long-term problems are still there, and they're still lingering.
Still there.
So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But I'm sorry to ruin people's night. But I'm
No,
still
you're
gonna
not.
look
You're
at the
speaking facts.
bigger picture.
Some people don't like the facts. Big up Lesso, man. Welcome back, King. We missed you on the channel, man.
How you been?
Man, we miss Lesso, man.
Yeah, we miss you, man. Long time. What happened, man?
Yeah, big
I'm
up.
still here.
You just
I'm still
disappear
here.
on us like that.
Nah, you know what? To be fair, he's been working hard, man. He's been grafting. He's been
Okay.
grafting.
Nice
He's been
to see
working.
you, man.
My man's got a lot of
Happy
responsibility.
New
so
Year.
yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, King.
No, greetings.
Hope you had a good
Greetings,
Christmas.
man.
I don't know if you celebrate Christmas, but I hope you had a good one. I hope you chilled,
No,
relaxed, had some time off to hang out with family at least. Big up. How long do you get off Christmas in South Africa? Do you get a bit of holiday for Christmas?
Well, I didn't get any holidays, to be honest, guys. Yeah, I didn't have no leave days, so I had to work. Even I think a few days after Christmas, I had to go back to work. I'm only probably gonna get an off. I don't know, maybe sometime this month if I'm lucky. So yeah,
Wow.
pretty much.
See, it's grafting, man. It's grafting. It's a grafter. Let's host a grafter, people. Big up. Listen, big up to Haitian King, man. Free Haiti. Free Haitis. Big up the first ever Black Republic in the history of this world. Free place for people, man. Big up. If we win our next game, Carrick will match Amarin's win record of 3 games in 47. Okay. Big up the URT. America's falling apart. They're arresting Black journalists and 2 Democratic candidates. Ras. Them bringing the war. Haitian King, I don't know where you are, but big up to you. Are you in Canada? You must be in Canada, but big up to you. Appreciate the super chat. Love to you always. Love to your contribution. Big up to you. Yeah. F-Ice, man. Fascism in America is real. If you know, you know. But big up, people. We're never going to be silent on that. There you go. Lesso keeps it real. People know about Lesso, mate. Lesso don't come here to talk about me. Softly spoken, but he tells it as it is. I start barking like a dog, and Lesso just delivers it. We agree on the same things. He just delivers it. Concise and clear to your eardrums. Pick up Lowani. Man like Lowani, with the dungareens, feeling himself. Man bought the dungareens out tonight. Listen.
Big up, Loading. I hope you're having a great week.
How are you, bro? First of all, how are things over there? Is ice going crazy near your end? Or what's going on?
It depends what ice you're talking about. It's cold as hell here. About the other guy, I don't want to speak too much about them because everything they listen to everything now. I can't believe I'm saying this, but now it's almost like a police state. Yeah. So I'll just keep it that way for now. All I can tell you is that Montreal is not too far. So if you get crazy, I'll just, jump, take the kids, wife, jump in the car, and I'll just cross the border. Yeah, hopefully things calm down a little bit because right now the rhetoric is crazy. Is going crazy out there. You mute.
We're saying big up and stay safe. Please stay safe.
Thank you.
All our people. I got siblings in Minnesota, man, and I'm just hoping that they're safe. My heart goes out to everybody, man, wherever they are in the US. But yeah, fascism is real. This shit is real, mate. It's like that country that's not real, man, exporting their terror into the US. I'm demanding the end the occupation of state that's not real, occupying the US politics and US government. Trust me. It's mad.
Yeah, if it's only America, I'll be like, maybe somewhere in the world we can find refuge, but it looks like the whole world is falling apart, and it looks like it's by design. So I don't know how it's going there in England, in terms of.
Oh yeah, we've got our own fascism. It's real out here. They want to have their own ice. They want to have their own ice. Yeah. And then the government wants to lock people up in their neighborhoods with cameras watching them. This is what the reality is, man. Scary as shit. But anyway, people, big up to every one of you. Please smash a like. Let's get to 50 likes ASAP. Big up Sol. Big up Fury. Big up everybody. Let's be having you people. And yeah, Luwani, you've been. I'll go to Lesso first, but Luwani's been feeling himself lately. He had a couple of howlers. Then he bought himself back from from those howlers, predicting results. He said that United would beat Arsenal 3-2, and I nearly fainted. You know what I mean? But what do I know? Luwani was 100% correct. So for me, Manchester United have beaten big teams before, like I said in the intro. Yeah, 100%. Like Luwani saying here, listen, trust me, Jamie Wayne, I will never call out people that I don't do. You know what I mean? This is what they said, you know. Trump said to Yahoo, yeah, 100%. If you know, you know. But I was a less confident. But in the intro, I said this to me is a bigger game than City and Arsenal, because Manchester United players and Manchester United team have shown before that they can beat the bigger teams. They can beat Liverpool. They can beat City. They can beat Arsenal at home. But we have never been able to follow that result up with a result for the team that we should beat. So how do you think the players are going to approach this? Do you think there's going to be the same motivation? Do you think it's going to be the same fight? What are we going to be doing off the ball and on the ball? Are we going to have more possession? Is this the type of game that we need to take the game to Fulham? And what does that mean tactically? Fulham play a transitional game. They're very direct. They don't mess about. They don't pass the ball for passing sake. They go direct. Now they've got the Norwegian Don. I always forget his name. Somebody in the chat will let me know. Midfield. And now they got Iwobi, who was probably the best player in the AFCON in my eyes. He was the best midfield player
they got Sanderberg and Iwobi in the double pivot.
There you go. One on the ball, one that likes to run and take people on. And both of them can play the passes through. So what kind of a game do you envisage? What are you thinking psychologically? We've been here before. I've explained it after Jose. We beat City 3-2. Next game, we lost at Old Trafford. We beat City or Liverpool. We lost the next game at Old Trafford. So to these teams, the mid-table mediocre teams like us, so what do you envisage coming on Sunday? By the way, there's a protest as well on Sunday. Jamie Wayne, I hope to see you there, bro. I hope to meet you in real life. And I hope you can make it on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Big up. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, I always said that this is the bigger test compared to the past previous games. You know, I mean, it's very easy to say that would struggle against the two, obviously the two bigger teams, or the so-called two bigger, tougher games. I've always said that the Fulham game would be, for me, would be the bigger test, because we at that point would be, in position. They would sit back. They're obviously gonna sit back and do what we did, what we used to do, should I say, to the bigger sides. So for me, as a football team, I think the most, I would say, what tests you the most is how you can get at these smaller teams that sit back. How can you break them down? What do you do with the ball without position, and what you do with it when you have it? And this tells you a story and on what plan that we have as a football club, or rather, should I say, the team, and how it breaks down the opposition. So we've always had this problem. We've always had the bigger games where we performed well, and then, or sometimes it would be vice versa. But in this instance, it's what we do against these smaller teams, so-called smaller teams, that is the bigger test. Will they have the same motivation? I think they would. I think right now the spirits are high within the camp right now. Everyone is trying to prove themselves. It works perfectly for us as a football club, but I think we will win this game. I don't know about you guys. We have that manager bounce at the moment, and we can't seem to do no wrong. It's weird to say this, but I've seen this before. I've seen it under Solskjaer. These players are gonna be willing to do whatever they want to do, to keep their positions and to remain relevant at the football club. So you're seeing a Kobe Mino who's obviously being utilized the way he's supposed to be utilized. The younger players think they have a chance. The older players have something to prove. Casemiro wants to finish off on a high, regardless of the situation. And everyone who's on the bench, they want to step up whenever they get the chance to actually prove themselves. So you've got a team that is fully motivated and high on morale. So in the sense, I can't see us do too much wrong. I do think that we will pick up the 3 points, and I do think we will finish top 5 now, just based on this bounce. We've never had this bounce for a very long time. When Amorim came in, I mean, well, it was just flat. There was no sort of bounce anyway. So it was a bit long overdue in a way, but I think we do have the quality to put a lot of these teams away. I think Carrick is actually working under no pressure whatsoever, which is actually helpful in a sense for us to get the results that we need. And I think we will turn over Fulham. I think we will win. It will be a bit tough, but I think we will win. Just based on that edge that we have at the moment, where we believe in ourselves. I think the players believe in each other. There's harmony in the camp. Everyone wants to play for each other, and it is what it is. Some people want to finish on a high. Some people are about to leave the football club. So it's a combination of all of those put together. But like I say, I'm still gonna stand on my point where this is just a facade until the bigger problems are solved. That is why that protest is still taking place, regardless of the results, because people are now finally understanding what the problem is. So, but looking at the game, and to be precise and to make a final point on this, I think we will win. I think we will carry on the winning streak. I mean, we have the momentum with us, and we have the players available. I mean, Dogu, yes, he was very crucial to what we're trying to do. But I think with or without Dogu, we should be winning this game.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Luani, psychologically, because football is a lot about psychology as much as it is the physical. How can Michael Carrick get these players to get up for this game? Because that's what's always been the problem. Jose couldn't do it. Ole couldn't do it. Carrick was part of the coaching staff. When we were getting beat, we won a big game and get beat at home. So how do they do it? How does Carrick do something different to try to motivate these players psychologically? Because there's no motivation needed against Arsenal or City.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think Carrick will have any issue getting them up psychologically. I don't even think they will need any extra motivation from Carrick, because they have been starved for so long of the feeling of winning, that winning 2 in a row. You see them in training, in the videos. The chemistry is there. Everybody's spirit is up. I don't think they will ever want to go back to that feeling of uncertainty, not knowing.
Luani, one second, please. Luani, 1 second. Ajan, I expose these clowns every day, what they're doing in Sudan. I expose them every time. There you go. Go ahead, Luani.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't think they'll need any motivation. The issue I have is the way we characterizing this game. We are saying that this is the game that we need to. This is the bigger test than the other 2 games we played, and I think we had a stream where there was a game we played against Everton and they beat us with 10 men, and and I think when I came on that stream, when Amorim was getting criticized, I said no, this is essentially a throwaway game, because when team come and low block you, you cannot break them down with a system. And it's the same for this game as well. The issue we have with Amorim is not the fact that we cannot break down a low block. It's the fact that inferior opposition is coming and trying to play football with us, knowing that we have the better players, and they were still trying to play football with us. So they didn't pay us any respect. So in the case of this game, if Fulham pay us respect, good. But that means they're going to low block us. That's also fine. But in that case, there's no tactic that Carrick could pull out to beat a low block. It just doesn't work that way. Even with we've seen with Pep, with the best managers, the only way to play them is low block them. The only thing that beat low block is players' ability, individual brilliance, players' chemistry, players' ability to carry the ball. Because when you have a two bank of four, there is no passing lane. So regardless of what blueprint you give these players, what passing pattern you give them, those passing lanes will not be there. So it will take one player to take it upon himself to carry that ball and engage that low block. Maybe drop the shoulder or maybe bash somebody out the way before the space start opening. So I believe we have superior players to Fulham. Yeah, I believe our players do not need any extra motivation because the euphoria that they got from winning against two title contenders, I don't think they will want to surrender it anytime soon. I believe we're going to win this game, and even if we don't win it, I will still look at performance because in the long run, if we perform like we did in the past two games, if we can keep carrying on like that, we will end up comfortably in the top four.
Yeah, big up. Big Adrian King, I've not missed it. Can we give a shout out to Holland and Carrick? Bring back some swagger and playing beautiful football. Wilcox some points with Holland. I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, a broken clock is correct twice a day. I don't think these man were interviewing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and these people. So I'm not giving any credit. While Moppet Wilcox fired Amorim, not because of football results, not because of the abysmal football we were watching, because he called them out in a presser. So fuck these guys. But big up, I appreciate the super chat.
But one thing I forgot to mention though, the thing that I will look to Carrick for this game is the choice of personnel, because obviously this game will be a different outlook in terms of we'll move our defense line up if they camp on their side of the pitch, and I don't think the same combination that worked against City in Harry Maguire and Lisandro will work, because I still have shades of Ole and Galatasaray, those Champions League nights. Once the ball go over, once we get caught on the break, you can clearly see Harry Maguire is very hesitant. He doesn't know if he's going to be aggressive because he doesn't trust his pace when the ball go past him. So I'm not sure. If I were Carrick, I would definitely be a little bold and start Lenny Euro and Eden Heaven, just so I can have the recovery pace on the break. That's the only thing I would do. I would change.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Big up, man. Big up to everybody. Love and like, people. Please smash the like on the video. Let's get to 100 likes ASAP. All man advice you to make if the Glazers pay for what they've done to us. I hate them. Yeah, we all hate them, though. And Jim the Rat as well. Don't forget Jim the Rat. He needs to F off as well. Big up to the 1958 for wanting to go. You know what I mean? Wanted to go. Wanna basically get the F out of here. And want to fight for this football club. Big up to them. I personally think psychologically, I think football is a lot about psychology. I agree with Luani and I agree both with Lesso that they're going to have to find something to get motivated about playing this game. And they have to understand that they have to show more in this game because the whole world expects them to win. And all the pressure is on Manchester United. The pressure is not on Fulham. Against Arsenal, the pressure was on Arsenal. Nobody expected Manchester United to win. Against Man City, nobody expected Manchester United to win. So we've got to be able to handle the pressure of being favourites for this game. We were not favourites for the derby. We were certainly not favourites for Arsenal because they've not conceded 3 goals for a long time. So at the end of the day, Fulham are a tricky team. They sit 7th at this moment in time. They are 4 points behind Manchester United. And they are looking to come out. And they won, I think, was it last year or the year before? Was it last year? I think they beat us last year, yeah. It's the first time they beat us for about, I don't know how long, 60 years or whatever it was. I remember last minute Iwobi winner. I was there. I was in the stadium. I saw it with my own eyes. Yeah.
But if you Fulham, you don't want to play us right now with the confidence that our player have.
I don't think they care. I genuinely don't think they care because we've seen this before. Like I said, this team has not proven anything, Luani. All you're going on is Carrick'S. Wait, let me finish. Whether it was Jose, whether it was Amorim, whether it was Ollie, Manchester United have beaten big teams before, played at home the next game and lost games. So we can't just all lump it on Amorim. It can't be. Same with Ten Hag. Same thing with Ten Hag. I can't just lump it all on Amorim and go, is Amorim? No, Ten Hag happened, under Jose happened, under Ollie happened. So they have to show for something else as a football club. And I think that, well, we get there and think, oh yeah, this we're going to win. We're going to win. Of course we're going to. Tomorrow, Sunday's game is going to be a tough game. I'm not going to lie to you. Sunday's game is going to be a very tough game for Manchester United.
Nuruddin, the reason I'm not going all the way till Jose and
I am.
Ole is because this is I'm only stopping as far as Amorim is because this is a different group of players. The reason Amorim has issue, or the reason we took issue with Amorim, is almost similar to Amorim being a cop that handcuff us, right? And that tells somebody to slap us. So his system was handcuffing these players. We know these players were good, but they couldn't just play out of because they were playing out of their comfort zone and they were the way they've been instructed. But now it looked like they are being released and their individual quality will shine through. We have players that have character. They have a bit about them. And that's why you get with talented players, especially when they're up front. When you have
where was the character? When they finished 15th last season, where was the character?
That's what I'm saying. Why we decry with Amorim is that their character is being handcuffed. These players have been handcuffed. If Ahmad is playing in a wing back position, that's being handcuffed. If Lenny Yoro is playing in the right side of the defense in a back three, while he's coming from a central defender back four, that's playing out of his comfort zone. If Mbomo and Cunha has been asked to do 10 things while they are wingers, you ask them to do midfield things. That's been handcuffed. If Casemiro,
I think you're too simplistic in your arguments. Me personally, I think that that's too simplistic. Not you, but the argument that you're making too simplistic. Saying bad coach, bad manager. No, players also have a responsibility, and we've seen these players bottle it. I agree with you, Luwani, that a coach and a coaching staff can get together a proper game plan and ways to play a team that helps them. Yes, I 100% understand that. Getting the best out of by playing players in their right positions.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think psychologically our players are weak. They've shown it under different managers. Big up to Ancient King asked me the question about the new format. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I genuinely don't like it. I think it's shit. I really don't. I'm not a big fan, I think. But I must say that actually the games in the Champions League are more open and more entertaining than they are in the Premier League. Champions League is a lot better. I don't like the format, but the teams attack each other in the Champions League makes it for open, entertaining games. No, you went back and you watched the goalkeeper header against Madrid. Yeah, I did. I watched it. That was crazy. What happened there?
Now, are you saying playing Fulham at Old Trafford is more of a pressure than playing Arsenal in prime time and playing City in prime time?
Yes.
You know, I don't know the way I see our play, right? When you see,
let me finish. Let me explain it to you, because I've seen this football club do it. I've seen these players do it. I don't care who the fuck the manager is. I don't care what the game plan is. It's 11 against 11 at the end of the day. You go out in that football pitch and it's 11 against 11. I've seen these cowards do it under Jose, under Ten Hag, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I've seen them do it under Amorim. So What are we doing here? They've seen. So you're telling me I need to forget about what I watched in the last 5 to 6 years and just focus on Carrick's 2 games? No, the data is the other way. The data is the other way.
It's a
Manchester
different
United,
group of
Manchester
players.
United, let me finish this. Manchester United have not been managed by Amorim by himself in the last 6 years. He's only in the job for about 13, 14 months. So a rest, bro. Like, you made your point. Give it a rest. Manchester United players do not get up for mediocre mid-table teams. They don't psychologically get up for it. They don't. That's been the evidence. That's been the record. That's been the evidence. The data, we be a big team because there is nobody to motivate you against a big team. Like on Sunday, Super Sunday, the whole world's watching this game. This is that game that's on at 4:30 globally. Everybody comes out and plays their best. These bunch of fucking cowards, they come against this, mentally they're like, we should beat them, but then, and then they get fucking beat. And Fulham actually play good football when they come to Old Trafford. I was there, Jamie Wayne reminded me, or was it no? He reminded me. I never forget, in that game, under Ten Hag, we were getting fucking bopped. We were getting bopped. And it was the maddest thing I've ever seen on a football pitch, where the coach and 2 players get sent off. I have never seen that. I have never been to a football game since I was like 10 years old. And I have never seen 2 players and a coach get sent off within 3-4 to 4 minutes. That happened. We went to the final, we beat City. But what I'm saying to you, I was there last season when they beat us, when Harry Maguire, the great Harry Maguire, now who's on fire, went like a donkey, went up the pitch on a throw-in and left Iwobi and that ran at the back of him and tapped it in the last minute. After Maguire equalized to make it 1-1, less than 50 or less than a minute and a half to go. So I saw that with my own eyes, Loani. Nothing you can tell me can erase those things, Loani. Nothing can erase that. I saw it with my own eyes. Big up, Ben. How you doing, Ben?
Yes, big up everyone. Good evening. Big up to Lesso, man.
Good evening, Ben.
Big up
How's
to
the storm?
Luan. Good, man. Yes, it's calm down, man.
Gone?
Calm down. It's gone. It's finally gone. It's finally
Can
gone.
you park your car now? Is the trees being picked up from
Yes,
your house?
they've been moved. Yes, they've been moved. They've been moved. But yeah, man, we're here. We're here, man. We're here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've
big up
just
everyone.
rebutted Luani. I'll let him come back in and then you can come in on what we're talking about. Go ahead, Luani. I'm going to move.
Thank you, Nuruddin. So, yeah, you see, I don't subscribe to the narrative of always going to the mentality or the physicality of the players if they don't perform. Sometimes it could just be due to the fact that they are not set up properly. We underestimate what a professional footballer is. There's no emotional thing involved. We as a fan will probably play for Manchester United for free. These guys are paid to do a job. That's it. There is nothing emotional involved. They paid to do a job. The person who picked the team, who set them up, give them a blueprint on which they have to express themselves. And they know that their wages are determined by the talent and what they bring to the table. And they have to perform to their optimum. Otherwise, at the end of the year, they will be evaluated, they will be sold, they will be loaned, and their families will suffer for it. This is their livelihood. So I don't necessarily think they walk onto that pitch and then they decide, you know what, I don't feel like playing today. No, that's not the way. They are professional for a reason. Just like any professional in any walk of life. When you pay to do a job, you discard your emotion and you go there and you perform it to the best of your ability. So that's the way I just see things. I think that the latter situation with the issues that we have, this is a different group of players. And when you I look at the confidence with which they played the past 2 games and the reserve with which they were playing under Amorim, that only tell me that what Carrick did, yes, it might not be rocket science, but he looked at the team, he said, look, you know what, I'm going to play you guys to your strengths. And that gives everybody the confidence to go out there to perform. Now we're going to look at Fulham as the small team that they are. And we're going to go there, and then we will beat them. Easy. And if we don't, that won't be on Carrick because we are superior. The job of the manager is to set a team up. If the opposition is superior than us, if the opposition is inferior, it's up to the players to do the job. As long as the manager do not tie their hand behind their back, just like Amorim was doing.
I have to agree to disagree. I think any game against any opposition, football, you said professional footballers don't get emotional. Football is all about emotion. Football is all about emotion. All of it is about emotion. And that's why it is unscripted drama, because the emotions, that's why players get sent off. Players cry on the football pitch when they lose or when they win. Emotionally, it's a massive game for me. This game, I think, is more important than Arsenal and City, because there's zero motivation or emotional output being asked to put into them. Those games take care of themselves. This game is massively important. Ben, big up to you. How can you see Manchester United following this up? Like we said, like recent years, Manchester United will play a big team, beat them. When it comes to the playing a team from in and around us, we struggle. Regardless whoever the manager is.
I think it comes down to realistically the player's mindset and mentality. Like, I mean, if I'm on 350 bags a week, or 200 bags a week, or 150 bags a week, you know, and I'm playing for a massive football club, and say I perform at the against the bigger teams like City, Arsenal, and that, you know, we know what these players have been like in these previous years. Like when they play against Burnley, when they play against like Southampton back in the years, the quality just drops instantly because they just don't care. They just don't care. All they've ever cared about was just, oh, it's okay. I get my wages this week. You know, I'm getting an extra 300 bags into my bank account. May as well spend that money on a new car, on something on around the house, or something on a holiday, or with the kids or whatever. Bro, yes, a lot of people will think that's delusional to say that, because, you know, maybe a footballer's head isn't always about the money, and I agree with that. But there are some footballers in these previous years, especially at Man United, all they ever did was care about their fucking money. They didn't care about performing on the football pitch. They didn't care about, you know, performing on the training ground or whatever. They didn't care about the badge, man. And yes, we got a different team now. I agree. But I still think, though, in modern day football, in people's heads, in footballers' heads, they still have this money issue in their heads that, oh, it's okay if I have a bad performance. I'm still getting a quarter of a million a week in wages. Like, it's fucking embarrassing, man. Like, we've seen it so many fucking years under different managers. We play so well at Arsenal, play so well at City, Liverpool, Spurs. But see, when we play against Leeds, Southampton, Cardiff back in the day, Huddersfield back in the day, the fucking levels just drop so instantly, bro. Because we think it's like in a player's mentality, they think, oh, these teams are just gonna be it's gonna be a school, it's gonna be a playground, it's gonna be like school football in a way. We're just gonna smash them. But no, respect every opponent in the Premier League. Respect each and every single one of them. Make Cardiff, make Southampton, or whoever it is in the Premier League, like Leeds, like Burnley, like all these fucking teams that are struggling in the relegation zone. Make them, like, in your head, always think of them as this team is literally like one of the hot. Like, I love what Michael Carrick saying all the time. The next big game is this game coming tomorrow. It's not Spurs. It's not Newcastle when we play them. It's Fulham tomorrow. Like, this is what I like, and this is why Michael needs to install this to every fucking player in the club and in the youth department as well, the youth academy, because, you know, it's a big thing right now, bro. And people might think I'm delusional, like saying like money's an issue. Like, it really, really is, man. I can name about a dozen of players at Man United that all they cared about was the money, and they never showed up in the shitty games. They always showed up at the bigger games because they want to prove a point. No, at the end of the day, Premier League is the most competitive league in the world. Every team is going to be very, very difficult. No team is going to be an easy game. So that's what Michael Carrick has to do to these players, man. And look, like I said, bro, it wouldn't surprise me, Nerd and Lesso and Luani. It wouldn't surprise me if the players don't play well this weekend. It would not surprise me, because, I've seen it so many years, like so many times, times under previous managers, bro. But look, like I said, man, like Michael, these next few games are going to be so big for Michael Carrick, man, because two of them play a mid block, low block. West Ham play a low block, but Fulham play a mid block, and then obviously Spurs play that high press, like mid block sort of game. So look, it's going to be very, very important for Michael Carrick to see how he handles the low blocks, and we'll take it from there, man. And hopefully he could do a good job, man. But if he doesn't, if we can't expose the low blocks, if we can't expose the mid blocks, then I'm sorry, we're back to square one again, because we've seen good performances under different managers, like really, really good performances, like Amorim last year in Man City, like Amorim in Anfield, but we can't break down low blocks. That's been Man United's biggest issue over these last few years, is we can't break down the Burnleys, we can't break down the Southamptons, we can't break down the, fucking, who else was there? Like obviously Leeds, obviously as well, like previous years. Bro, it's the same fucking repetitive shit, man. So massive.
Okay. Tell me the manager, and I'll tell you why we couldn't break down the low block. Is he Ole?
Giovanni, you already made the point. You already made the point, bro. It's just the people are different. We've seen it with some of these players, regardless, and some of these players have been here under multiple managers. We've seen it. I want to move on.
The managers. It's not the players.
It's not the managers. And then, but in the same way, in the same breath, you're telling me if they don't win, if they get beat, it's not Carrick. How do you tell me that? How?
Can I just say something? Can I just say something very quickly?
Let me explain you why. Why I'm saying
if you're pinpointing the players, right? If you're pinpointing the manager, right? Okay. Now, partially, I agree with you. I do agree with you, because the tactics over these previous years with these managers have been shit. Absolute disgrace. Players don't even know what the fuck they're doing. But I'm sorry, as an individual, as a player in football, no matter what the tactics your manager or coach has set out, you should be doing way better as an individual. This is where everyone talks about individual brilliance. You should still be doing, no matter if you're a defender, a midfielder, a goalkeeper, or a striker, you should still be doing way better than what we've done in the previous years against low block teams. I'm sorry. Yes, I agree with you, Luani, with the coach, but the players have to do way better under low blocks. It's their responsibility, but it's also the coach's responsibility. It's both.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question, Luani, and I'll come back. Actually, I'll go to Lesso. Lesso, obviously Dogu, we're gonna miss Dogu. Who do you think should play on the left-hand side? Some people are suggesting Mount. I'm like, get the F out of here with that talk. The guy who's come off the bench and scored twice is Junior. He's not as athletic as Dogu, but can he do a job on Sunday?
Yeah, definitely. We really don't have an option on that side, to be honest. That's why I think we're linked with a couple of left backs as well, or wingers as well. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. I mean, we're in this situation because these guys don't want to spend money. They wait for problems to happen, and then they now want to mitigate around those risks once those risks are wide open. So yeah, I mean, we find ourselves in this situation, and we always keep finding ourselves in these situations. I mean, who would have guessed that we would have needed squad depth? Doesn't matter whether you're out of these competitions or whatsoever, you still need squad depth. People get injured anyways. Things happen. We're human. So, you think a club of this size would actually have plans, backup plans for these sort of situations. Unfortunately, we're not run properly. And even with Ineos, as everyone claims outside of this channel that we're run properly, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're not run professionally. Because if you do not have a backup plan, how on earth are you telling me? You can't lie to me and tell me that you're run properly. These guys had no plans whatsoever. They didn't even want to spend it during January, and they didn't even plan to sack this manager, never mind that. So there's no standards, there's no backup plan, there's no action plan going forward. What are we doing? So unfortunately, we're in this red race where we are now going for results. We're talking about results. We're talking about how we're gonna approach the next game. And for me, I'm sorry, guys. Like I really cannot listen to this conversation because it's very much deep. It's way deeper than this, and and unfortunately, we'll be back here telling the next manager to go because we don't even know what we want from the next manager. So we've got people who are clueless and essentially who don't know who they want, until they get the person and then they want the next toy or whatever they want to use as the next scapegoat, and they don't even have a set plan going forward and what would they want to achieve and what the standards are for this football club. And we're gonna be back here next next season discussing the same thing, saying this manager must go, that manager must go, that guy must go. I agree with Luani to a certain point where certain managers shouldn't be here. They're not good enough. They don't set up the team the way they should be setting up the team. But who brings these guys here? At the end of the day, we have to look at the recruitment. So yeah, but yeah, just to round it off quickly, honestly, going forward, yeah, we're just gonna be stuck in the same pit hole, essentially. And looking at the next game right now that's coming, I mean, I do personally think, like I said, that I think we will win. The momentum going into the game is just quite obvious that it's only pointing out to one result and one result only, that we will get over the line. There's a good feel factor happening in the football club. Players want to prove themselves. Some want to stay here beyond this season, and it's just pointing out to one thing: we will get the 3 points, but I don't know what's gonna happen going forward, guys. But all I can say is that we need to get these owners out. We really need to get these guys out because we're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, big up Jarvis. How you doing?
I'm good.
Big up,
good.
Jarvis.
Big up, Lesso. Good to see you.
Lights are a bit dark. Can't really see your face, but it's all good. Looking a bit dark. There you go. It's a new lighting.
No, well, I forgot to turn on one of the lights, but I can turn this on. Give me 2 seconds.
Big up to you, Jarvis. And we're talking about Manchester United. We're talking about psychologically how much this game is one of the most important games, because if they beat Fulham, then we know that they've got over a psychological hurdle. And we know that psychologically these players have not been up to it. We've seen them flap. We've seen them panic. We might have not seen it in the last 2 games, but before that, leopards don't change their spots that quickly, as the saying goes. So how do we... Obviously, does Cunha come in because of Dogu? Does Cunha come in to that left-hand side, or is it Mason Mount for you?
Nah, well, it's obviously Cunha comes in. But, I did the preview. Yes, is something wrong with my sound? Am I loud?
Sounds fine. The sound's fine.
Okay. No, the game is going to be exciting. I'm very curious to see what Carrick brings against the low block, mid block. We know that the Fulham manager, he's Portuguese, Marco Silva, is inspired by Mourinho in the way he sets up. It's a lot about balance. I'm very curious to see if they set up in a back 5 or a back 4. And also, how deep will Sander Berge drop? Maybe he will be the guy dropping in between the centre back when they split. Because I think the game plan from Carrick, will be the same as we did against City and against Arsenal. We will try to block out Sander Berge all the time. So basically, Bruno and then Bumo will crowd him all the time. And because he's their playmaker. So if we go 2 against 1 on Sander Berge, there will be openings on their fullbacks because their centre backs will split and the fullbacks will go high. The wingers will invert a little bit, so there will be openings. So how will Carrick do this? How are we supposed to stop them? And also, if I was Marcus Silva, I would give Jimenez one job and one job only, and that is stay on Martinez. 99.9% of the game. Stop him from progressing the ball. Always force him to give the ball to Maguire and let Maguire be the progressor. So there are ways to stop this Man United team, even though we won against City and Arsenal. I'm just saying. So we got to be wary. And Carrick said it himself in the interview. People got to be up for it. Maybe this is the most difficult game. So
mentally,
again,
mentally,
So I'm a bit worried. I feel that we have the momentum at the moment. I believe we will win. Although I said 1-1 in my preview yesterday. But again, I think it will be a tough game. I don't think it will be an open game. I think Fulham will close all spaces and make it difficult. So we need some individual brilliance that we had against Arsenal. Those goals, 0.02 xG or 0.03 xG. We don't score them every game, to be fair. So it's up to us to show them. And I just want to go back. I heard when you talked about the protest a little bit earlier and how are we going to win the fight against the Glazers? And my point on that is I think the 58s needs to be more creative when it comes to setting up the protests. I think they need to learn from other supporter groups. I think they should start collaborations with, for example, the Marseille Ultras. They should start collaborations. They should call their leader. Invite the Nice people, invite the AC Milan Curva Sud. They should invite the Sevilla's Birre Norte Ultras, all of these big groups that have emptied the stadium and forced their owner to obey. So for me, I think they need to be more creative. They need to figure out how to do this. Get inspiration from other supporter groups, because we see them in the news. We see how they actually empty their stadiums. We don't know how they planned it, what went on, how did they get people on board? Because
the ultras speak to other fans. And in those countries, the owners don't have full control as they have right now in this country. In this country, it's a hardcore capitalistic country. So big business is protected, Jarvis. In Italy, the unions have more rights. The people they organize in their work so they can organize in their football. Italy went on strike. The other day, they were on strike, the whole of Italy. Because the government... Bumbaye, big up to you. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're well.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me, man. I had to just finish off some work. That's why I'm late, but...
It's all good. It's all good.
How are you?
Excuses. We've heard it all before. We've heard it all before.
We've won the lot.
Listen, talk to me. Does Cunha start on the left-hand side? Dogu's out. It's a big miss. Who starts on the left-hand side? And I'll get Carrick's press notes up. Go on. Go ahead.
Yeah, it seems like Cunha's got the bit between his teeth, so he should start because hopefully Fulham are not going to play like City and Arsenal. It's going to be up to us to, do the business. We're less susceptible to be caught on the break and being wide open now with this formation. But I was thinking, do you guys think that Michael Carrick simply is trusting the quality of his players more than Ruben Amorim did?
That's a very good question. Very, very good question. That leads into the argument I was making earlier that under Amorim, the players were essentially hamstrung by the system. And under Carrick, I'm not saying that Carrick is a genius, but I'm saying he simplified the game like Jarvis was saying last time. He simplified the game, and that allowed the player to gain confidence and express themselves. That's the difference. And in this game, we will see if we can break down the low block. That doesn't mean that the manager has a lack of system. To be honest with you, there is no system that can break down a low block. You're essentially talking about two bank of four camp in half the field. There's no passing lane. Once there is no passing lane, I don't know what system you can pull out anyway. The only thing that can break down a low block is individual brilliance. If your wingers can take on their fullback, and if they succeed, the space are going to appear. Or either if your midfielder can carry the ball past that line, a way or another, badge past a couple of people, and those spaces will appear. Other than that, the only thing I'll be looking at Carrick for is when the opponent take the ball, they're going to try to break on us. So are our players going to do that by a counter that with an intense counter press? Because counter press is the only thing that can suffocate the opposition. Remember, we're camping them in their area, so we're going to lose the ball in their area. So the counter press, the intensity that we bring with that will be important. But if our counter press is not on and that ball get past our counter press with just two passes, our center backs will have enough pace to recover, because Martinez is going to get dragged wide, unlike in the previous game, and Harry Maguire is going to be asked to be more aggressive, unlike in the previous game. So I will not start Martinez and Harry Maguire. I will go for Lenny Euro and Haven.
I think we all seem to see the game similar. We visualize that we're pounding on the door, we lose the ball, they break, and we have a problem because we're going to commit a lot of men to try and break the door down. That's the game we're envisaging. Might not be quite that game though. What I hope Carrick is doing is, Man City are a great example to watch of breaking a low block, because that's all they faced for large parts of Pep's tenure at City. And how do they break a low block? Well, there's runs being made, inverted runs in behind constantly. And we have guys like Bruno that can find them. They had David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne that can find them when the box is congested, and get men in the box and lash balls in, man. And you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to have a shot. Not enough shooting going on in football these days, man. I love a shot. So if we're going to play the game in front of Fulham, then that will tell you that this is the same Manchester United diagnosis that you've seen previously. You're playing the game in front of Fulham. You're not shifting them. You have to shift them. You have to get wingers making inverted runs in behind. That's what you have to do. It is going to be taking some risk if they are seriously low. Wing backs will effectively be like, the full backs will, like Kyle Walker used to do, and whoever is on the other side for City used to do. You know, but you've got to get in and amongst them, man, making runs in behind like Sterling used to do, like Mahrez used to do, like Bernardo does. And then you've got Silva finding him with a little dink, Rodri finding him with a little dink. Keep putting pressure on. Pete, Eddie and Tenno, big up. He said it right. Pressure breaks a low block. Pressure, man. Keep putting pressure. Pressure. But if you're playing just in front of them like we have done in the past, it's pretty easy, and you're allowing them just constant respite. Everybody's in position just to clear that ball out. And you know what I mean? Do I play Martinez? I see what you're saying, Luani, on why you play Euro, because you envisage a certain type of game. Maybe. Is Martinez's quality in terms of his passing going to be a factor in this game? Only if we're mega high. But what Martinez also does is he punches balls through on the ground into feet. So Euro can't do that. If it's a different type of game, you might have wished Martinez played, but it's a difficult one.
It's all about the distance, right? If you're facing a team in only half of their pitch, you don't need somebody to punch the ball past two lines.
If it's that, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, if it's
that. That's what we envisage, isn't it? We all, I think, see it the same, where Fulham are deep. Are we going to be able to break them? We lose the ball. Now they're pressing us. Euro's pace is better than Martinez's passing in that vision of the game. But if it's a little bit open and it's played in the middle of the park, then you might wish for a different thing. I don't know how it's going to be, but I am on board with the vision that you guys share. I think we all share it, that it is going to be the whole narrative of this game is we're going to find out if Michael Carrick has got a solution to breaking down the low block. Let's hope it is that
In
game.
terms of personnel, not tactic, I don't think. In terms of personnel, the thing with Eric Ten Hag, the issue we have with Ten Hag is that when facing a low block, our most creative players are not the one that find themselves on the ball. We have the center back like Mazarao, we have Mazarao with Delete, and our center back finding themselves on the ball in trying to break down a low block, and that's due to the setup. It was the same issue. It's the same issue, plus or minus, we have with Amorim. Our most creative player were not getting the ball in the final third. Now, I hope that Carrick set up this team in such a way that you have you have Cunha on the ball, you have Ahmad on the ball, you have Bruno on the ball, or you have Casemiro on the ball in that almost in that final third, trying to break down that low block, and then at that point we can have more success.
I think with Kobe Mainu, man, if they are going to,
Kobe Mainu, I even forgot.
Yeah,
Kobe
if
Mainu.
it's going to play out like that, man, you've got the opportunity to bring Xerxes on, who's good in tight spaces and is tall. You've got Sesko in there. You've got Cobbs. We've seen what Cobbs can do in the final third. A goal against Liverpool, against Wolves. What Bruno can do in the final third. Ahmad and Buemo. There's a lot there. And I think one good thing about this is we're going in on a real high. Belief is very high. So I hope we can utilize that.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting whatever happens. I actually don't think Fulham will play a straightforward low block. I genuinely don't think. I think they're going to take their moments. I think they will attack us. If I look at the way they've been playing, I've watched a couple of their games. I watched the game against Chelsea. Obviously, they're at home. They've got better a home record than they have away, definitely. But
Nora, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Bro, do you know Marco Silva's also watched our last two games? How would he interpret what he's seen against?
Well, you will stop
at Man United. What's he gonna do? Is he, because it's not like
Jarvis already said it. One of the biggest moments is Martinez shutting down Martinez, punching the ball through the lines.
No, what I'm saying is,
I also think that he could expose and isolate Casemiro because he hasn't got the legs, especially if you got somebody like Iwobi, who I thought was the best player in the AFCON with Sanderberg. I think they might pack the midfield. They might do exactly the same thing as us.
What if
bring in 1 second? You asked me the question. Let me answer. Bring in the two wingers. Playing Kevin. I mean, I've seen some of the lineups on a guy called Kevin on the left and Wilson, who's on fire, by the way, and he's playing for a new contract. His contract ends. By the way, Silva's contract ends in the summer. In the summer as well. So Fulham might not have a manager. They might lose their best player, their match winner, which is Wilson, in the summer as well. But in terms of what their position on average is 50%, they're quiet. They don't pass the ball for passing sake. They like to pass through the thirds. They like to go direct play. They're not asked about dominating the ball. They build obviously the 4-2-2-3-1, and then they or 3-4-3. You know, with the centre backs like obviously Bassi, he's a strong guy. My God, what a strong guy! He's him and Anderson.
You know, where's the game? Home or away?
We're at home, Old Trafford. They play. Actually, our record at Fulham is the only place where we win. Really, our record away. They play better at Old Trafford, and we play better at their ground. We always win at their ground in London. It's the only in the past couple of years we struggle in London, but we don't. We always get the W at Fulham, but that's what they play. You know, it's mid to high block, actually. It's not low block. They don't usually low block. They try to press you. Out of possession, Fulham, whether they play a home or away, they use the high, mid to high block. That's what they usually do. And the biggest thing they play on is that they try to play on a transitional game. They transition.
Do you know if they're trying to transition?
Funneling the wide attacks. That's what they do.
Do you know if they're trying to
put balls in the box?
And we do.
Say that again?
Let's say they're trying to transition, and we're not going to press high. Give them some breathing room, and then we shut them down in the middle like we did against Arsenal and City. That could be an option. We're talking as if we're going high and maybe, you know what, bit 10 yards low, give them a bit of breathing room, then press. Our timing with the press has been exceptional against both teams, especially that second half. And against City was excellent. So if we can dispossess them, get the ball off them, man, we've got good guys in the midfield, good pressers. And then they're exposed. But we're only looking at this game that they're like on their 18-yard box. The whole brick wall is there. We got to chisel it away. Maybe Carrick is not going to go for that.
It will depend. In a game like this, first goal is vital. Because naturally, regardless what Silva tells the players, you've played football, we watch football. If a team is 1-0 up away from home, naturally, they're going to fall back. And they're going to try to counter you. That's what they do. We play football. Teams that they got something to hold on to psychologically, the game shifts. But for me, they're highly ranked. If you look at the progressive passes because of Sanderberg. Sanderberg, he doesn't mess about, keep the ball for keepers. He likes to push the ball. He likes to actually run with the ball and create spaces. And then the big thing when I look at Fulham throughout these years, they rely on the flanks to do individual brilliance. Jarvis talked about individual brilliance before. They have Iwobi, they have Harry Wilson, they have the striker, the Mexican striker, I always forget his name, Jimenez. They expect these guys to do magic. They rely on moments of magic from these guys. And lately, Wilson has been coming up. So we need to shut him down. We can't let him come inside on his left foot on that side, on the right, and bend it. He'll pick either this corner or that corner. He'll do it because he's done it. He scored about 4 or 5 or 6 this season and last season, I remember. So at the end of the game, Manchester United for me need to score first because then Fulham, Bombay, like you said, they'll have to open up. They'll have to force it. They'll have to try to get back in the game. And that's where we can hit them. That's where we can exploit them. One thing I would say tomorrow, I remember when we played them away last season. Balassi beat up. That was in Burmo's worst game in a Manchester United shirt. In Burmo was not in the game in that game. Cunha was really good, actually. Cunha missed sitters. They hit the post. Their goalkeeper made a couple of good saves away from home last season. This season, sorry. So at the end of the day, when I think about what the game is, I don't want any players to go near Bassi. The players can't go attached to Bassi. Bassi is a physical monster and he's quick. So you need to try to maneuver him and play fast passes in and around him. He doesn't like that. He's a big guy. He doesn't like turning. But if he runs, he can generate pace to catch people up. People like him, you need to do quick one-touch football around them. You don't get attached to them. Ahmad tried to take him on physically. Mbermo tried to take him on physically last year. They both got bullied. He slammed them both to the ground. I remember watching that game going, shit. So we need to stay away from him. If anybody in our front line wants a physical battle, go to Anderson. Go to the Danish guy. Don't go to this Bassi. He was built like us. Honestly, he's strong. So for me, it's like we need to force errors when they're build-up play. We need to stop Sanderberg. They could do the same to us and stop Martinez from getting on the ball, right? But we need to stop Sanderberg. For me, everything goes through him. He likes to find Wilson one-on-one and get the ball out to them quickly. Iwobi will do the same on the other side. They will do the same. But I think they might watch the 2 games, like you said, Bumbaye, and they might think, how we're gonna match this compactness, we're gonna do the same compact as well. And they've had a rest for a whole week. They didn't play. They got no European to play. They've had all week to plan for this game.
They're playing the 4-2-3-1, right? So I found it telling that their 2 best passers of the ball are their deep line playmakers, Sanderberg and Iwobi. So if they're to play us tomorrow, I think what Marco Silva will do is try to use the pace of Harry Wilson and the other guy, the new kid. He'll use Emil Smith-Rowe, who is also a good passer. He will use him as linchpin to find those 2. And they will try to cross the ball in for Jimenez, Jimenez is very good in the air. So I think that will be their game plan. The way we can counter that, if they play to our counter press, is try to put somebody on Emil Smith Rowe, because he will be the one who will have the last pass that will go on to the wings for the cross. So if we can man mark Smith Rowe, we will be able to stop their attack. But we cannot stop Sunderberg and Iwobi. They are too press resistant. They can play to our counter press.
It's funny. They've got this other guy on here starting. I don't know if Bassey's injured. Has anybody heard if Bassey's injured? But that's what they're playing. Iwobi, Sanderberg here, Wilson here on the right, Kevin guy here, Smith Rowe versus...
Quenza have been playing the last 5 games, I would say, full 90. Except for the Leeds game. I think it was subbed at half time. So I think he will start. I don't know if Bassey's been away on AFCON.
He's been away, but Iwobi was away. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he might be carrying an injury. To be fair, he did take a couple of knocks in the AFCON when I watched him.
He's not injured according to the list. As you see, there is Kenny Tete and Chikwueze, Oscar Bob, new signing. And Lukic is injured. I think that's a big loss for them. Lukic have been brilliant this season.
Personal reasons for sure. Oscar Bob, by the way, is apparently they got Oscar Bob. They signed Oscar Bob, if I'm not mistaken, while he's still injured. Norwegian player.
27 million.
How did City let Oscar Bob go and went to sign Semenyo instead? I think Oscar Bob is a better player.
I don't know, because he's had a couple of injuries. There must be something that City's seen. I really like him. I think he could play for Manchester United. He's that good. But there must be something wrong with him.
Oscar Bob is very injury prone, and in a way he reminds me a little bit, a player like, for example, Pelestri, extremely good in tight spaces, dribbling. Yeah. But it's about getting the potential out and be doing it on a consistent level. So
no, Oscar Bob's not registered. He's injured. He's not going to be back till February. Yeah. Fulham, listen, the biggest thing what I see tomorrow is that they'll let us have the ball, they'll set traps for us, and they'll hit us quickly on the counter. They'll do that with a mid-block. They'll stay compact. They'll do exactly what we've done to Arsenal and what we've done to City. But we need to score first to show them that they have to, that discipline has to go away, and we need to get goals. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a tough game regardless, man. It's going to be a tough game. But the key battles are definitely... it's going to be the midfield. It's going to be Kobe versus Iwobi, Casemiro versus Sanderberg, that's going to be Mbeumo. Is Anthony Robertson playing? Is he playing? Is he playing a game for them? Anthony Robertson,
he's playing. He's playing.
Yeah, that's going to be on that side of Ahmad, if Ahmad plays that side. And it's going to be Harry Wilson against Luke Shaw. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy.
How aggressive is Maguire or Lisandro going to be on Emil Smith Rowe? That's going to be important, because once Smith Rowe turn and face our goal, he will find those wingers. He will find Kevin, and he will find Harry Wilson.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting what happens. It's going to be very, very happen. But this is what most likely the lineup is going to be: Lamens, Diego Dalot, Harry Maguire, Sandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Kobe, Mateus Cunha, Bruno Fernandes, Brian Mbeumo. That's what it's going to be. And Ahmad. But some people think he might put Sesko on. What do you guys think? Do you think he might rest Ahmad and put Sesko on? What do you think he would do? Or rest Mbeumo and put Sesko on? What do you think he's going to do?
I hope Sesko coming from Bomo. I hope so.
I agree. I agree with Luani.
Anybody else would like to see that?
I think Sesko starting this game is absolutely vital, especially with Anderson and Cuenca. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think this game really suits Sesko. I'd actually drop probably Mbeumo, and I would potentially, if Carrick is very smart, I'd probably start on the left mid if
Stersky's not fully fit yet. He's just started training. Go ahead.
yeah. If Cunha, obviously, I think everyone would rather start Cunha, but I think a good shout for that left hand side would be Lacey. I think Lacey would have a good shot, especially against Castagna. He hasn't been really great this season for Fulham. He's been kind of exposed a lot on that right hand side, whereas Robinson's actually quite good on the defensive side of things. But yeah, look, I think Sesko starting is absolutely crucial for the aerial threats, and because obviously they're really good at set pieces. They are decent Fulham at set pieces, so we need to lock them down, bro. We need to be at their level for physicality and that, and aerial threats, and I think Sesko offers that a lot.
Yeah. Let me just ask the poll. Would you bring Sesko back in on Sunday? Back in on Sunday.
Let's say we played in Buemo. I get what Ben's saying 100%. I'm thinking about it. Let's say we play in Buemo. How does Marco Silva react to that? Can we draw them out?
If we play what in Burma or Sesko, what we doing?
Yeah,
Sesko.
No. Let's say you leave. This is the team that you have now. You keep Buemo up front. Does that change the way Marco Silva approaches this game?
Yeah, I mean, he would ask one of his. Well, the biggest thing is that if you're not playing against a target man, then you don't give space to Mbemo. You're not giving space to Mbemo. But the big thing is that, to me, if you're playing against a low block, I always would like to go for a central striker. Why?
Yep.
Because somebody who can hold up the ball and bring players close to him. Like, at the end, look, the goal that we scored with Cunha against Arsenal, Lamins hits the ball, Sesko touches it down,
Bruno.
Kobe wins the 50-50 challenge, gives it to Bruno, Bruno gives it back to him.
And
by that time, in quick succession, Kobe nutmegs Rice, Cunha takes the shot, and in a second later, it's a goal. So what I'm saying to you, I personally think if you're playing against a low block, you need to have somebody who is playing on the last third, their defense, and bringing people into play.
I agree 100% with you, Bob. But I'm saying
Mbemo would be great if you play if they're playing more of a mid block, Mbemo can play. 100%. But if they're going into low block, then I think it would be difficult to find the space.
Bro, do you know what I'm trying to say here? I could be chatting complete doo-doo.
But Mbaye, at this moment in time, Mbemo, even though I don't think he's playing amazing, he's finding the back of the net with consistency.
Yeah, he's got the appetite.
Will you drop your top scorer? Would you drop your top scorer?
Do you know what I'm trying to say here, bro? No, what I'm trying to say here, what I'm posing to you guys is, you know how like a player forces his teammate to make a run with the pass that he makes? Can we force a different game by starting in Mbeumo as opposed to Sesko to make Marco Silva react and approach the game differently? He can change the game the way he wants to approach it.
Well, he's not going to know. Listen,
no, I'm saying when it starts, if you start with Mbeumo, does that make it a different game as opposed to Sesko?
Well, it depends because listen, regardless of who starts for Manchester United, Fulham will have their game plan, regardless who will place up front. I'm just thinking, Sesko, would he hold up the ball? Actually, this game would be perfect for somebody like Zersky, actually, because he brings people into play.
I think
he can play those one-touch football, clever passing on the edge. But tomorrow, what I'm saying, if Fulham go to a D block, we need to shoot from outside the goal. We need to pepper their goal. We don't stop playing this tick-attack and try to walk it in. I'm sick of that bullshit.
Listen, I'm with you.
This season, in the Premier League, if you shoot from outside the area, you get rewarded.
Dino, I'm with you and Ben. Yeah, I understand the Sesko thing. I'll probably go with Sesko, but I don't know how to drop Mbeumo, so that's a headache for Carrick. But what I'm saying is, what do you get with Mbeumo?
You can drop Ahmad. You can also drop Ahmad.
Okay, you can drop Ahmad. If you play Mbeumo, does that change the way that they're going to move forward? If it's Sesko, there's no pace really to go in behind. They can press a bit higher, depending on how the game goes. Mbeumo, you're going to struggle with that. It's going to change the way that they offensively are going to approach this game, perhaps. It
But
changed the
I'm
way
telling you,
it changed the way City and Arsenal played.
one thing I will tell you, Bombay, he's setting up his team with Mbeumo in the team because he knows Mbeumo's been scoring the goals. So
But
he'll
he's
set up the
setting
team
up
with
central
Mbeumo.
or right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, on central, Mbeumo central. That's what he's going to try to do.
Yeah, man.
That's what he'll do. Does anybody else think that Mbeumo will be dropped tomorrow?
Nah.
Could be a possibility, but I don't think so. But Stu and I talked about this yesterday, and actually playing Sesko is probably a better choice. Depends on how do you expect the game to be, But I bet you that we will have the majority of possession, and I think we have to rely on our wingers. A lot of the job is on Cunha and Ahmad this game because we press with two guys and two banks of four basically. So our wingers Cunha and Mbeumo needs to cover, but they need to cover both the midfielders and the fullbacks when they push wide and move up. So they need to be especially wary, those two guys, when it comes to how we defend. But also going into attack, there are openings. There will be open spaces. If I show you this, Noradin, the tactical board, I set up this yesterday when Stu and I was talking. So basically, you see a lot of yellow stuff. But just to explain, I think that the main idea would be to stop Martinez from punching those balls up until Cunha and Bruno and Mainu. So I would expect Wilson to be invert a little bit and play in close proximity with Jimenez. Also, we will see Iwobi likes to drift in this area. So I bet you he needs to play that pass through three guys. So we will most likely be forced to play to Maguire. So what do we have from Maguire? You see here, it's a mid block from Fulham. I don't see many openings, but there is a shift of play, a cross over to Cunha, because Castagna will need to play narrow because of this. So Cunha will have space, or maybe Luke Shaw will be the guy who can come around and cross. So I suspect the left area will be something we can exploit if Maguire finds his passes over to this side. And also, as I said, in the build-up play, they play with the back four, but Castagna and Robinson and Quensa and Anderson, most likely, I believe when they are building up, Mbeumo and Bruno will be very tight on Sander Berge. So Sander Berge will most likely drop down in between the centre-backs. They will push out, and the full-backs will move up. So basically, when they play out, it will be a back three. And if we have a narrow press with these two guys, you see the danger in the wide areas. You have a winger and a fullback here, and most likely a winger and a fullback here. So if they are able to play the ball out in these areas, we have to depend on both Cunha and Luke Shaw doing the defensive job. If Cunha sleeps, for example, we will struggle in areas like this. So again, I said defensively, our wingers will need to do the defensive job and actually track back and be wary and be in that block of four. But they've been that so far. But there are chances for Fulham in this game. I don't know what's your thoughts.
No, definitely. I think defensively, Manchester United, I think we need to take the game to them. I think we need to turn them. I think we need to put the umpires on them so we don't. But yeah, we have to be tight 100% when we haven't got the ball. Football has always been about two things. Football has always been about what you're doing without the ball as a team and what you're doing with the ball as a team. Those two things are never going to change. Those two things are factual in football. So I expect Manchester United to actually do the. So Bruno, Ahmad, Mbeumo, if he starts, the rotation to continue. And I expect people to be having shots from outside the area. I really do that. Yeah. Because that's the only way you beat low blocks. Villa have shown how you beat low blocks. Villa are beating teams that have defended against them in a low block this season. They find angles and shoot outside the area on angles. That's what they do. That's why they won 11 games. So at the end there, and that's why they are where they are in the table.
Yeah.
Emery has found a way to beat low blocks by having people who score goals from outside the area or just on the edge of the area. I think the first goal is extremely vital tomorrow. And I hope that Manchester United, on Sunday, I hope Manchester United get it. It's not going to be an easy game by any means. I think because the expectations, of our fan base is delirious at this moment in time.
Yep.
I just hope the players are focused in the game and they don't get carried away by the wins of Arsenal and Man City. Go ahead, Luani.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the schematic that Javi just shown us right now. I wanted to ask him a question that if we do high press Fulham and do like a man-to-man high press, would that scenario of them being able to play out, would that materialize the way you showed it earlier?
Yeah, well, we don't know how our high press will actually be, but basically a high press is just a number 9 running straight to the ball carrier or the guy on the ball and try to force him to pick one side, and then you just block the middle so he can't pass it back. So you squeeze them on one side. In this press play, we know that Mbumo is really good, Bruno is good, Mainu will come. So yeah, it could work, with a high press, but the problem is we have a player like Sander Berge who's very composed on the ball and it's big and strong, so he won't be nervous, being under pressure. If Bruno comes and Sander Berge has his body in between, he will.
And especially the way Bruno presses,
he will hold on to the ball and it could be exposed, So that's just the thing, These players are really good. Sander Berge is extremely good, but even Iwobi is really good on the ball. He's really good. He's a dribbler, and he can run and all of this. So again, but as long as they don't have Lukic, at least they don't have 2 big guys who are really good on the ball and being composed. So I think they have a chance.
Yeah, I think when Bombay was talking about Sesko and that about potentially starting Sesko, I think the difference between Sesko and Bumo, like, in terms of what we can offer, it's just an extra thing that we can add to Sesko, and that's basically, crossing into the box for him and using that aerial threat to his advantage and stuff. Like I thought in Burnley when Fletcher was in charge, I thought Sesko was one of our better players, even though he scored obviously 2 of the goals. But goals don't obviously say anything about his performance. It's what he was connecting the game, connecting with the midfielders. He was connecting up with the wingers. It actually looked like he was actually doing more of a Xerxes role. And I think in these lower tier teams, even though Fulham are 7th, they're not a lower tier team. But I think with the aerial threats, with the physicality that Fulham offer, I think Sesko just suits this game way more than Mbumo. And like I said, boys, we've got a squad there. We have to rotate. Yes, it's very, very unfortunate that Dorgu's injured, but you're going to get injuries. You need to start rotating. We can't be doing what we did back in the early days with Ten Hag and just play everyone to death. We have to rotate it. We've got a £70 million striker there. We've got, like I said, Mason Mount to come on in second half. We've got Ugarte too. We need to start utilising the subs, man. I think when we're trying to play out as well, and keep towards the back and obviously play for the midfield, I think it's actually essential that Diego Dalot or Martinez tries to drift into the midfield, because I think that was what Martinez was doing in the Arsenal game and the City game as well. A big prime example as well was when Amram was coach as well. We did it actually again in the Villa game when Martinez was actually controlling and playing more the DM role. And it allows Casemiro and Mainu to actually, Casemiro to have more stability with Martinez, but allows Mainu and Bruno to be super, super, super forward, and Cunha and Ahmad as well. So it just means more attackers. And I think Luani, I think you said it earlier on that if we lose this game, it's not down to the system and stuff. But realistically, it is partially down to the system, because Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, all these teams that have won the Premier League in previous years, they've always found a way to break down a low block, and it's not always down to individual brilliance. It's all about connecting the play. I remember in my I know obviously my league is just completely different because it's absolute shit because it's Sunday league. But my coach always used to say there's always a way around to drift like the defenders and the centre backs from a low block to allow you to have space in on the through ball, and obviously the aerial threats as well, obviously hitting crosses in the box, man. Bro, we did it under Fergie, man. We did it under Fergie. Fergie was an absolute genius under low blocks. Nerding can tell you, Jarvis can tell you. Like it's individual brilliance to a certain degree, but it's tactics as well. It's what you do to the two defenders, the two centre backs, or whatever system you play. You have to drift them. You have to play it smart. Like when you don't have the ball, you have to drift the defenders away so it creates the gap in the middle. Like that's literally how you take down a low block. But yeah,
one thing I will say, Fergie sometimes used to give them the ball. I remember being at Old Trafford. I remember him giving the other team the other ball, and United used to go back in their own half, and the other team used to try to get confident. We used to set traps for them, get the ball, boom, 1-2 passes. We got quality strikers, bang. Go. I remember that, honestly. Fergie just telling the team, give them the ball.
Ben, I get what you say, but Fergie, Fergie used to do the kitchen sink. He's like a gambler, a high risk. He would just flood the box with everybody. But when it comes to Arsenal...
Towards the end of the games, yes. Towards the last 10 minutes.
Towards the end of the games, yeah, 100%.
So, when it comes to Arsenal has demonstrated their inability to break down low block. They only have set pieces that save them. But when you look at City, their ability to break low blocks was purely based on the quality of the players that they have. So with each scenario, like it always comes down to either the strategy that the coach used in terms of he have the best players on the pitch when that's his plan B. Tomorrow, I think the only issue I'll have with Carrick is the choice of Sunday. The only issue I'll have with Carrick is the choice of personnel. I think if they switch to a back five, Fulham switch to a back five, for example, we cannot isolate Cunha and isolate Ahmad and ask them to get past two people. So Jarvis brought up the fact that we have been playing in a 3-2-5 formation. And if we do the same thing tomorrow, I don't think it's going to work because this time we will need our fullback to create the overlap so that our wingers can have less to do. Once they're given that overlap, if they're able to cut in or use the overlap to their choice, but at least if we can create the overload with the overlap, maybe that will give us a little more chance in terms of crossing the ball in or in terms of our wingers having a little bit more to be able to cut in and find that final pass or shoot if needed be.
To update quickly about the injuries, people. He's still training on his own. He's on the grass, Matthias de Ligt. Zirkzee has trained with the team. Dogu obviously is out. A couple of loanees. Hugo signed. I don't know who he signed for, but he signed for the team on a permanent deal. Collier's gone out to Hull on a loan season. What's his name? Kone's gone to Switzerland. I don't know effing why. They're sending him to Switzerland, to the Ineos team in Switzerland. Yeah, so that's the thing. And in terms of transfers, no transfers of yet. But Carrick did say, what did Carrick say? What was Michael Carrick said? Just working through it. Never say never because a lot can happen. Situation can be throwing up. Sometimes it's out of control. Sometimes not. I'm pretty calm. So yeah, just like a puppet, like a good puppet. He's taking the same Ineos Glazer line. I'm gonna now bring up. I'll just go around. What do you think the score's going to be, and then we'll do the final topic, people. We've got 20 minutes left. Do the final topic. So, what do you think the score's going to be tomorrow? Go with you, Bumbaye. What's your prediction for the score?
3-1 United.
Ben?
2-0.
Fire charges here. Big up to Sean. 2-0. 2-0
2-0.
United.
2-0.
Yeah,
2-0.
okay.
Yes, correct.
2-1. Go ahead, Luani. What do you think the score's going to be tomorrow?
3-0 United. Selling them and need a clean sheet. He's been playing out of his game.
Okay, 2-0. Lesso?
3-0.
2-1 to United.
Lesso, no, Luani, it's not your name. You already give us your result. Stop trying to.
He said 2-0. I said no, 3-0. I need my money.
No,
Okay.
I was like 2-1 for me.
2-1. Jarvis?
I said on my prediction yesterday, I believe it will be 1-1. And you gotta remember, Fulham is that type of team. If we score first, they won't cave in. You know, they have done this before. I don't remember. We all remember the game on Craven Cottage, the 1-1 game earlier this year or this season. Afterwards, the revisionism. A lot of people said that we should have won that game because Bruno missed a penalty in the first half.
We only played the first 15 minutes, Jarvis.
But if you go back and look at the stats, they had higher XG, they had more possession, they had more big chances.
They were the better team.
Again, yeah, they were the better team. So
and to add insult to injury, their coach and Iwobi came out and told us how they did it. I have never seen Iwobi talk about tactics. I've never seen Marco Silva come out at the end of the game. Both of them said, all we did was overload the midfield. And that's all we did.
But that was against an Amorim system. Now we will have a strong midfield. I think we have a strong core. We'll have a box all the time, and it won't be easy for Fulham to overload us. But I also see, we talk about a player like Smith Rowe. I'm not even 100% certain that he will start this game. I saw the last game against Brighton, and this young guy, Josh King, came on, and he was effing brilliant.
He might start. Yeah, is he Norwegian?
No, he's English. He's English. Not related to Joshua King, the old United player. But also when it comes to Harry Licha punching those balls through the midfield, I'm worried about one thing, and that's Harry Wilson, because he's very high when it comes to recoveries and interceptions. So he's smart. He reads the game.
Good.
So
and guess what, Jarvis? He's on a free. He's on a free in the summer.
Yeah. But and again, I just think maybe we could see that Licha will miss one of those passes trying to punch through, and Harry Wilson intercept it and take us on the break. That's just a scenario I can see in my head. So again, 1-1.
Okay, I think United might win it 1-0 tomorrow, or it could be 1-1. Could be 1-1. Sean, what do you think about tomorrow?
I think
my heating on, it's quite cold. Go ahead.
I think we're gonna go on an unbeaten run from here to the end of the season as part of our title charge. So tomorrow we're gonna on Sunday.
There's levels to this.
On Sunday we're gonna continue, the demolition that we started against Arsenal. Where we didn't have to come back to Manchester. We just stayed in London, finished destroying one London club. We're gonna go and destroy the next. So I'm with the folks that think 2-0 or 3-0 with my scoreline. 2-0 or 3-1. Sorry, Fulham my score, but we're definitely going to win.
Nice.
So most of you guys are optimistic and think Man United will win, even Noradin. So for a change, I'm the pessimist on the panel. So, but I don't know if you guys have any other fears from this team. They have a lot of injuries, and Chiku, what's his name? The guy who came on last game and scored is injured also. Chiku.
I have a fear on our team. I went back to watch that first half against Arsenal, and I'm sorry, but guys. Bruno Fernandes, bro, it's a problem. I know it's not popular, but go back and watch the first half of that game, and every touch that he took, he's so pressed on resistant. It's incredible.
I'm in heaven.
Watch the game.
Go on, Laurent. Keep going, lads.
He literally,
That against us.
we were controlling. We were controlling the game. I don't know what minute, what timestamp exactly. We were controlling the game early, right? And then the ball came to him. He took one first touch, and the second touch, he lost the ball. The ball ended up in our. It just happened that Declan Rice took the shot and somebody blocked it. He's literally giving them an opportunity early in the game.
Who's that?
I'm telling you, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno.
In that first half, him and Mbomo were our worst player. Easily our worst player. In that first half against Arsenal.
Okay.
I watched it, but I couldn't take it.
I think tomorrow is going to
Ben
be
silent. You see Ben? Ben silent.
Lewani, I love these comments. Keep going, bro. Keep going.
He's a brilliant passer. Who, Bruno? Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Okay, gentlemen. I don't mean to bring it down into the situation, but for me, I'm a realist. I think Manchester United are a midfield player injury away from being a disaster. Casemiro or Kobe getting injured being a disaster. Manchester United and Ineos are not going to move on the transfer window. So we'll have Ugarte. Ugarte cannot do what Casemiro does. Ugarte cannot do what Kobe does. And they have sent Collier on loan as tonight. Collier is now a Hull player as we speak. He's already in Hull. And I am absolutely dumbfounded by these clowns. They don't have a fucking clue, Scooby-Doo. If I know, and majority of you know, that Casemiro can get injured, Kobe can get injured, and they have nobody to replace that level of ball-playing midfielders, then I don't know what could be done. Go ahead, Jarvis. I'll go to you first, and I'll pass it around.
I just received a text. Sorry. Can you repeat?
What I said is, I think Manchester United are I mean, Sean can talk about his title charge, but in terms of their bid for top 5 or top 4, Manchester United are one Casemiro injury or Kobe injury away from being a disaster season. Monday is the closing of the transfer window. Manchester United are not getting any midfielders to help with that. Kone's been sent out on loan to a team in Lausanne in the Ineos team in Switzerland. Toby Collier is being sent to Hull, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But do you agree that if Kobe gets injured, Ugarte can't do any of the jobs that Kobe?
No, the problem is the problem isn't the players. We have enough personnel. The problem is the quality of the personnel we have, and I don't think a player like Xerxes can come in and do the same job as for example, Cunha or Dogu. I don't think Ugarte can come in and do the same job as Casemiro and Mainu. We have weaknesses in the squad. Also, when it comes to the left back, Luke Shaw, if he's injured, we know he's injury prone. Although there's a World Cup coming on, so he will probably stay fit. But okay, then we're back to playing Masraoui and Dalot. So we probably see Dalot on the left back again. Not his strongest side. So we have a lot of weaknesses in our squad, but we knew this, and I think they are taking a calculated risk. We don't know everything that goes on in this squad. And how their plans are, because it's important to keep it on a need-to-know basis when it comes to transfers. Keep it down. So we know that we will sign midfielders this summer. We have heard rumors of a left winger. There haven't been any talk about fullbacks, centre backs, strikers. So I still think next season we will see a squad with a lot of holes in it. Let's say we get the Champions League or Europa League next season, it will be, let's say, 10 to 15 games more. And we don't have the squad to play every 2 games a week. So we need investments, and actually we need them now. And I like what City are doing. I know we are not here to talk good about City, but getting players like Guehi and Semenyo in now prepares them for next season. It's not just about this year's title race. It's about getting players because the preseason in the summer will be really short because of the World Cup. So getting new players integrated into the team, we won't be ready when we start the season in August. We will be unprepared yet again for the 10th year in a
Especially
row.
for a World Cup year, Jarvis. Especially in the World Cup year.
Yes.
Where the players come back really late.
So I would like Ineos to move in the market, but I don't know if it's because we can't get our targets, or is because of the lack of money, or the uncertainty for the budget next season, because we don't know if we will get Europe. So there's a lot of factors.
They were going to pay 65 million for Semenyo, so they've got the money, so they can't chat shit to us.
No, I don't mean to be a. I don't mean to be
No,
a.
Sean, we're going to come to you, Sean. Wait a minute. We're going to come to you.
Okay.
Go to Lesso, Bombay, then we come to you, then Luani. Go ahead, Lesso.
Yeah, man. I mean, I agree with that. Especially when they actually talk about the January transfer window. It's always a case where they always mention the summer. We're gonna do this in the summer. I mean, you guys have not read into this PR bullshit that's been happening for so long. You know very well in the summer we've got the World Cup. That's just common sense. The targets are very hard to get during the World Cup year, and especially in the summer window.
Especially
so you already know.
Especially even when we're looking for a new manager as well, who might be playing in the World Cup.
Never mind that. We also talking about player personnel. Very well. I mean, come on. Like, how long have you been watching football? You know very well that it's very tricky. In any especially in the summer window where the World Cup is involved, getting in players is very difficult. The pricing, first and foremost, teams are gonna overinflate the players' value. Besides that, the overinflating, it takes a while because these players go away for the World Cup. Never mind that. So these guys always keep doing this year in, year out. And we can talk about how difficult it is to get players during winter, but other teams are doing it. So if other teams are able to do it, what is wrong with you? What is your plan? So for me, it's just a cost-cutting measure, personally. That's all it points out to. These guys just don't have this kind of money, to be honest, to be able to pull the moves that they want to pull. And it's that simple. Either they don't want to spend it, or they just don't have it. And and then it is what it is. We've been seeing this for many years, and unfortunately, next season we're just gonna be unprepared as well. And it's a cycle that's just gonna continue. The next manager is gonna come in. He's not gonna be happy with what he has. He's gonna complain about the thin squad. If we manage to get Champions League, we're gonna have a situation where we don't have a squad that can compete in any of these competitions. So that's why I told you guys I'm no longer looking at this managerial situation. Now I'm focusing on Ineos and the Glazers. These are the guys that are the problem at the end of the day. And even when it comes to the manager, are they gonna pick the right manager that plays the way they want the manager to play, or fits in what they're trying to do? Do they even know what they're trying to do themselves? So that's the problem. That is the whole situation. You have to look at it entirely. You can't be looking at an individual at this point. You have to look at the whole organizational structure. It's not working. It has never been proven to be successful. This model has never worked anywhere. These guys there's no way you can point where these guys have been successful in any sport. You go to Formula One, you go to any of these, any other sport that they are involved in or invested in, they've never been successful. So that's where the buck stops. For me, I want these guys out because they clearly do not know what they're doing. This is a vanity project for them. There's no plan. They didn't want to sack this manager solely not because he's not succeeding on the pitch, but merely because he spoke out against the club. It's that simple. Why didn't they sack him before? If they sacked him because of poor results, they would have sacked him before. So it's clear that there's no standards, there's no structure, there's no expectation, there's absolutely any plan going forward. You cannot tell me you're sitting here and you believe all this hogwash that's happening at this football club. There is absolutely nothing that's happening. And I'll never buy into any of this solely. That is why this strike is this protest is actually taking place, because people are actually beyond it. They've seen through all through this nonsense. Doesn't matter how many games we'll go on and win, or 6 games or 7 games or whatever we go on and win. At the end of the day, if the structure is not right, you will not be successful at anything that you're trying to do. So I'm gonna keep it 100%. I don't trust them to even pick the right, make the right appointment. Anyways, going forward. So that's my stance with any of this. These guys need to go, as far as I go, as far as I know. Otherwise, we're not solving anything. Big up to everyone.
Big up.
Big up to you. Go ahead, Sean. I know you're eager to get your 2 pence in. Go ahead.
I just wanna point out that, like, I mean, I would imagine that the last 2 games should cause people to re-examine their priors, right? The predisposed like notions that you have about football. I would expect that what we saw from this team over the last 2 games would cause people to reevaluate where they're coming from, because the theory of the case that many people put forward, with the Glazers being shit and the club being shit, that theory should have seen us lose both games and lose handily. And so I'm sticking to my belief that a lot of what happens on the pitch is down to vibes. And if we're able to keep the vibes good, right, the good times will continue. My understanding of our transfer plans is that we've already identified.
We're finishing in a minute. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
My understanding of our transfer plans is that we've already identified the players that we want to sign, whether that is the guy at Forest, I forget his name, or Baleba, or whoever, right? So it's not as if we're going into the market or looking for a new discovery. We already know the players that we want to go after, the midfielder specifically that we want to go after, and I think we know how much they cost. So whatever time that is spent in the summer would be spent negotiating, right? Not trying to identify players. So quite frankly, honestly, I'm not worried, right? And I'm not even thinking that far into the summer. I think there's a lot of football to play this season. And I totally understand. I understand why the club would like to take their time, given that any player that we sign probably wants to know which manager am I playing for. Right. So I think the club needs to figure out a lot of other things before they can pull the trigger on the already identified signings. So again, I'm not really worried. And once we win the Premier League this year, I think a lot of players
Sean,
would want to come to the team.
Sean, I'd like to remind you, the club have said the players they're signing is for the club, not for any managers. So I'm just putting that out there. That's what Omar Barada said. That's what that
doesn't conflict with what I'm saying.
Not the coaches.
That doesn't contradict with what I'm saying. Then I'm saying that even if the club has that position, any player that they talk to would want to know, who am I coming to play for, right? Because I think part of what Manchester United needs to communicate to not just the players that they want to sign, but to the outside world, is that there is some stability in the club after the last year of whatever that we've seen, right? So they need to communicate stability to any player that they intend to sign. And for them to be able to do that, that means they have to sign a manager, first of all. So again, I'm not worried, right? I think once we win the league this year, after we go on our title charge, lots of players are going to want to join Manchester United. So we're not going to have trouble signing players once Carrick finishes the magic that he's performing.
Pray. Go ahead, Luani. We hope and pray. And then we'll go to Bumbaye and then Ben to finish up.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with what Sean is saying. The players we're going to sign or the manager we're bringing in would depend largely on how the season plan going forward. If we're able to make Champions League football, there are some players that will be attracted to that proposition. we'll be able to sell them the project better. When it comes to the Glazers, Ineos, and the transfer market, the amount they are willing to spend, that's why I'm saying that our grievances have been predicated on the product on the pitch. If the product, that's what I'm saying, we can't necessarily go by that because we have to compartmentalize everything. Because once the product on the pitch improve, now you box yourself into a corner because you don't have any more argument against the Glazers. But if we're able to compartmentalize their responsibility and say that, you know what, even if the product on the pitch improve, the general mismanagement of the club away from the football operation, I mean, the redundancies and everything still need to be addressed. That need to be fixed. We don't want greedy owners. Then we can separate everything. And right now, I just life is too stressful. I want to enjoy good football, and I leave the fight to you guys in Manchester. Um, but yeah, I agree with everything Sean said. Let's pray and hope that everything goes well and we sign the right players and then the project carry out and hopefully one day the Glazer get tired of owning a successful asset and decide to sell it to somebody else.
Okay, go ahead, Bombay.
I think Ineos have got work to do, man. You know, we took that L with the last two managers on the chin. Um, the way it went 360, you know, we had a plan, the vibes were and the sound bites were it's long term. We've got the guy, he's a genius, ding, ding, ding. Then it completely went south, and the reason for sacking him was quite alarming. So it's up to them. You know what? Let's see how we finish. The summer will come, and then you will find out once again. This season, there were some of us that thought that was a terrible transfer window with no intent for real success and progress. Some of us thought it was all right. Some of us thought it was really good. Once again, this season will end. Let's see how Carrick does. How Carrick does as well reflects on them. Because right now we forgot Amorim. He's a distant memory because we had two amazing games. That's the magic of winning and playing well and the team performing. You know, it gives them respite because we're happy, we're winning. But you know, don't take your eye off them. Let's see how the summer goes, and once again, you can see have you fixed your ways? Are you still full of shit? So Leicester could be absolutely bang on the money, but then again, maybe there might be some reason for optimism. We don't know just yet, but right now, must do better is the verdict, man. You're muted, bro.
Go ahead, Ben.
Yes, man. Big up everyone. I think when it comes to, I mean, the January transfer window, some people are going to be saying, it's difficult to buy players in the January transfer window. Another option would be some fans would say, well, we don't know what coach is going to come in. Maybe the player, whoever we buy, you know, the next coach might not fancy him. It's just a waste of money. And then some people are just going to say we should just wait for the summer because no other team around us is buying. Bro, see all this, bro? It's fucking delusional, like just mindsets. Like, it really fucking is, man. Like, we're not buying players for coaches. We're buying players from Man United for different varieties, for players who can play in a variety of systems. Man United, right? You've brought in Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick just literally brought back the 4-4-2 formation that Fergie used to play. And right now it's working. So far it's working right now. We still have Carrick is still a long way to go to prove himself. But, bro, you know, there's just no fucking excuse to not go out there and buy a player, bro. Sarah, one of the midfielders for PSG, he's getting no game time at all. He's 19 years of age, a ball-playing midfield, and he's actually came out with comments saying, bro, I want to leave. I'm not being played at all. And his name is Zaire Emery, if anyone knows him. He's a phenomenal ball-playing midfielder. He's 19 years of age. Physicality's there. He's got everything, man. Why don't Man United go out there and get him?
That's
Yeah, I know.
League.
Yeah, exactly. He only plays in the league. He doesn't play in the actual French league itself. It's only the bigger games. It's ridiculous, bro. The treatment he's getting, man. But, bro, honestly, it's fucking embarrassing, man. I'm not letting these guys off the hook, man. I don't want to hear any bullshit excuse, bro, about we don't know what the manager's gonna bring in. We don't know what system Man United want to play in. This is their fucking plan. This is their fucking plan. Yes, if they sacked Ruben Amorim, they should have a plan set for the next 3 or 4 years. What system do you want to play? What type of players do you want to bring in? There's no fucking excuse. No fucking excuse. I don't care about if we don't get top 4 or not. We shouldn't be getting top 4 because it'll paper over the fucking cracks.
Wait, what? What?
No, we should be getting top 4. Bro, see, this is what pains me. This is what pains me, bro. Because you are laughing,
Wait, but Ben, did you want to lose last weekend against Arsenal?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Absolutely, man. Because these bastards are papering over the cracks. Sean, the way you're speaking and the way Luani's laughing, they're gonna be. Sir Jim's gonna be looking at this podcast. And he's gonna be like, "Oh my god, bro, yo, Barada, we might be in for something. We might be staying here for the next 10 years because Joel and Avram are in their 60s. Yeah. Joel's 59. Joel's 59.
Nurjan, you must be proud. If Sir Jim is watching this show, then we're doing a great job.
Joel's 59 years of age. Avram's in his 60s. Sir Jim's going nowhere, especially with this fucking stadium. So they're not going to be gone. This whole Wani, whenever you were saying that let's hope and pray that the Glazers will eventually sell an unsuccessful club, bro, we've been unsuccessful for the fucking past 20 years. Like, what are we talking about? We're £1.3 billion in debt. I'm sorry, man. I'm not getting hyped with this bullshit, man. I really am not. I'm happy Carrick's doing really well. I'm glad the players are doing well. They're adapting to a basic system. But I'm sorry, man. I'm not letting these fuckers off the hook, bro. It'll be paper over in the fucking cracks. Andy Tate, big up to Andy Tate. He said it from last season. Winning the Europa League with a paper over the cracks. Getting top 4 this season with paper over the cracks, man. Because everyone will be getting fucking gaslighted. I'll be there this Sunday. And regardless, man, if I get a ticket or not, I still haven't got a ticket, man. I'm going to try and get a few of the boys from the supporters club if I can get a ticket, man. But honestly, bro, I'm going to be there, man, regardless, bro, if I can't get a ticket, man. But fuck these Glazers, fucking EOS, man. Fuck it all, man. Just fucking burn the whole fucking place down, man. Get rid of them, bro.
Wait, Ben, don't you want to win?
Incompetent. No, I don't. Because I know what.
John, win where there's some real about winning. Where there's some sustainability. Where owners that want to actually win.
Yes.
So
2 decades.
It's the funniest thing, Sean, when you talk about winning. You should be on our side. Wanting owners that want to win.
No.
Instead, you with clowns who fucking take money out of the football club.
We just
clowns who want to build a stadium and bring Beyonce
fundamental ideological differences
to Manchester. What the fuck are we doing?
We have fundamentally we disagree. The Manchester United that I grew up watching, that I remember, right? There was no formula. There was no formula to our victory.
Years ago, lad.
Like literally, the name of our stadium is Theatre of Dreams, right? Our entire identity is built on the fact that we are a magical club where, with belief and hard work and attacking intent, you can create anything out of nothing. That's the club that I remember. So I don't need any kind of formula, any kind of setup structure.
Players, Sean. You know the best players.
And now we have Cunha, Bruno. You know this song, new song, Bruno, Cunha, Bruno.
Rio Ferdinand. We spent another how many million to buy Van Nistelrooy.
Cunha, Bruno, Luke Shaw, Cunha.
We bought Ronaldo and made him into the top world class. That football club, right? Even then, people were protesting. There was a thing called the Green and Gold. But I'm sure you don't remember, but I remember because
we also had Darren Gibson in midfield. You know, Anderson. There were games that we played Rafael and Fabio on the wings, right? There were games that we set up with Johnny Evans and Chris Smalling in defense, right? Like the team was not about any kind of big name players or any type of fancy football, and that's what Carrick is going back to basics, right? So give me the belief. I want to win this weekend against Fulham. I couldn't care less about any Glazers or anything like that. I want to win against Fulham, and I want to win against Spurs, and I want to win the next game after that, and the game after that, and the game after that. Right? If my wins could keep the Glazers in United, who cares? Right? We want to win games. I don't understand this idea that it's better if we lose.
Ben, don't take my laugh as indifference. It's just I'm resolved to my fate. Okay, I watch football. I'm stressed. I don't want to go drive my truck off a cliff. Okay, I just want to enjoy football. Look, I hate thieves too. Chances are, if you work somewhere,
They're not
somebody
thieves,
is
they're
stealing your
criminals.
money because you're not being paid what you work. There are thieves everywhere. I
They're
just
criminals.
you know,
They're not thieves. They're criminals.
yeah, they're criminals
Disgusting
everywhere.
human beings.
It's the same thing. They own the club. You can force them to sell it. You don't have any means to force them to sell it. So I just choose to just sit back and enjoy the show. Give me a stress-free environment, and I'm good. If you guys fight the good fight, I'll cheer you on. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I just, that's
Yeah.
beyond me.
Okay, no problem. No
No
protest
problem, man.
here.
No
Don't
problem.
worry. Don't drive the truck off a cliff. We don't need that. Don't do that. need
We
you
want
here.
to. Maybe the NEOS HQ. Maybe maybe that's something different, but not off the cliff.
Yeah,
No,
maybe you could go. Maybe you could go to there and drive it into something else. You know what I mean?
Loani, I'll give you some investment, bro. If you did that, lad, I'll give you some investment if you did that.
Wait. We'll get you out. We'll
And
start
load it
over.
with something else.
Exactly.
Hey,
Listen, load it with manure and tip it outside the Glazers' house.
Oh my
Load
god.
it with shite. Yeah, cow
Tip outside the
Oh.
White House.
Oh my god.
Actually, you know what? They're quite friendly.
Bumaye, what are
You know
you trying
what?
to do?
Yeah.
Why
You in
don't do
trouble?
that? The Glazers are quite friendly with Trump, so don't
Trump,
do
they
that.
are,
They
he
like
is.
Trump. They like Trump.
They love Trump. They love Trump.
They love Trump. Yeah, they're friends with Trump.
Vote
I
Trump,
think
man.
that's
Vote
the
Trump. Luani all the way.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about the Glazer in general, but when I got here, one thing I was doing, I'll pick up a daily news when I was on my way to campus, and I'll read the daily news in the train. And I'll go straight to the sport page. Just a little story. I'll go straight to the sport page, and that's how I learned a lot about baseball, American football, and then in basketball, hockey. And when I compare all the sport, whether it's collective or individual sport, the one thing that they all have in common is momentum is real, but turnover is what's doom everybody. That's why I'm bringing this discussion back. That if Carrick and his teams go watch our game, especially that first half, and they don't fuck off Bruno at the end of this year, we're not going anywhere, man. I wish we win something, but turnover is universal to every sport. It's a momentum killer. And we have somebody in our midst that turned the ball over as much as he take risk. That I cannot accept that.
That's a risk, though, man. That's risk versus reward, Luani. You know.
It's a risk that coach don't factor in. You don't have a coach that go do a pep talk in the locker room and tell his players, we're going on the pitch, we're going to turn the ball over to our opposition, or we're going to make an error.
Let me see
So
if I
that
can
the
answer it.
opposition
Bro,
can
let
get the
me
momentum.
just come back at that quickly. Even as a collective team, the teams that win the league don't play low block. Leicester did. Let low block counter attack. They were great. But generally speaking, teams that win the league, high risk, high reward, man. Klopp, Pep. That's how it goes. Arsenal now have thrown away a 9-point lead. They've started to play bullshit football.
Haram.
You're right, haram football. You've seen it. You've seen it. That's 2 points out of 9, and they're playing garbage. Their top 3 scorers: Trossard 5, Declan Rice 5. Their third highest goal scorer is own goals. So, bro, when you're talking about Bruno, it's risk versus reward. You were here talking about the pass he makes for Mbeumo against City. He's the only guy that can do certain things in the league. You know, you said it right. But it's risk versus reward. You want to play a high line? Yeah, you're going to dominate the line's possession, but you could get caught, man. Risk
Just to add
versus
to that,
reward, bro.
talk to that quickly, Luani. I think Bruno has benefited from the 14 months he spent playing in a deeper role under Amorim. And I think the way Carrick's tactics are, the players are a lot closer to each other. So there's less of a risk of giving away the ball. I think there's something going on with Bruno, Kobe, and Casemiro, right? Instead of Casemiro being the pivot and Kobe and Bruno being far away from him, I think if you watch our two games, they're a lot closer to each other, the three of them, all over the pitch. So you're likely to see a higher ball retention from Bruno, I think, under this Carrick regime going forward.
Sean, you are aware that Bruno played in the 10 under Ten Hag and Ole.
Yeah, but it was
Yes.
but it was a different to this.
The first point I made, Jarvis, and I don't know if you agree or disagree, but I think, like I said, Bruno benefited from 14 months of playing deeper under Amorim. I think Bruno has benefited from that experience, and we're seeing some of that more conservative, style of play showing in his last two games.
Hopefully, but we saw him, as Luani said in the beginning, Bruno lost the ball a lot of times in dangerous position, and Arsenal had a couple of chances for turnovers because of it in the first half. So he plays still with the high risk in certain areas of the pitch. But, it's what you get with Bruno. So, but I'm happy he plays in the 10 right now. But I just want to mention one thing when it comes to the protest. The Ineos and Glazers, people are agreeing, everybody is agreeing Glazers out. And we don't know with Ineos, but for me, I think they have enabled the Glazers to stay, and just because of that, I think we should all be Ineos out too. They are Glazers enablers, and they kept them in the club for at least, who knows, maybe 10 more years, 15 more years, or inevitably forever. So we don't know yet. So I hope as many as people as possible will go to the protest. But I think the protest would have been more effective if we have been able to empty the stands, or at least just empty Stretford End. Let those 20,000 people stay outside. There will be no atmosphere in Old Trafford. So some people have to start and take a chance. This is what the Marseille Ultras did. They are in both ends at the Stade de Vélodrome in Marseille. They emptied the stadium on both sides, the Ultras. And there was no atmosphere. It was totally quiet. It was flat.
That film Gladiator?
So you don't need to empty the full stadium. And I don't see Man United.
Just a Stratford End, Jarvis. Just a Stratford End.
Just a Stratford End.
I don't know, guys. I mean, again, this is counterintuitive, right? Sorry, mate, let me just say real quick. This is counterintuitive, but I went into the Arsenal game confident that we're going to win. And I think if I remember what everyone else here said, we were all confident that we're going to beat Arsenal away from home. I don't remember the last time I felt that feeling as a United fan. Like this feeling that I have right now about this Carrick team, I don't remember when I felt like this last. And I think it's the same thing for many United fans. So if I can ask, right, again, this goes against the grain. But I think what the players need right now from United fans is our support, right? Not distractions, not making news. I think they're close to pulling off a miracle, basically. We're on the cusp of something great. And I would just ask, my opinion, let me sort of asking, is that the players need our support. Like they need this crazy belief that we have right now from the fans. And I'll just ask that, that's what we offer instead of trying to protest. But one man's opinion, yeah.
I have to say, for me, man, I've not felt like this for 10 years. I swear, and I said it. I go to work, we're absolutely bouncing. We're bouncing. We're in an office with City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal fans. We are bouncing. Usually you go in, yeah, you're all right, just head down, forget it, I don't want to talk about it. From week to week, I'm like John Travolta, man, with a strut in my step these days. Just after 2 games, I forgot Amorim existed. And unfortunately, what I was going to say, like Jarvis, yeah, keep your eyes on that prize. But the nature of the world is, it's like in the film Gladiator. I know it's a bit of a weird comparison, but Rome is falling apart. And in the film Gladiator, the guy from the Senate goes, all he's going to do is just put Gladiator shows on and everyone's going to forget and they're going to love him for it. It's like you're asking the Stretford End guys, yeah, they've had a few beers. And we're winning, we're playing like this. Damn, they ain't going to vacate. They're going to crack on, man. And if things are flying and we're going to be winning and it's going to be playing like this and it's feeling good, then unfortunately, man, I don't think you're going to get the kind of traction that you want and people will take their eyes off the ball because everything's going right.
But Bombay,
Everything.
did you see the relief after the game against Manchester City? When you had Sir Jim, you had Mr. Potato Head and Weetabix standing there inside Old Trafford, and everybody was trying to shake shake his hand, Carrick's
did.
hand, and they were like kids around him. And
Of
Carrick,
course,
he just stand there, with this aura, his quiet aura,
of course they
and
are.
shake their hand. So they are relieved right now.
Of course they are, bro.
He gave them the get out of jail card.
He's giving them some respite, bro. Look, everything goes back, either to the owners and stuff, but when everything is going right on the pitch, and if you're gonna get this kind of performances and these kind of results and that kind of feeling on a week-to-week basis, then I'm afraid the scales are gonna tip. Because then you could argue, well, you know what? This is a hell of an appointment, man. Things are going right.
It's just lucky.
Guys,
You know what I mean?
Come
I know
on,
I'm not telling you it's not lucky. I'm not telling you that two weeks have been great. Yes, we could go to Fulham, everything could completely explode. But right now,
No. I'm not saying we were lucky against City and Arsenal. I'm saying the appointment was lucky.
Yeah. I know you are. But I'm
pure
saying,
luck.
man, if it continues like this, Jarvis, for another few more weeks, the more you get this, the less that they're in the limelight, they're in the firing line. That's just how it is. People really, like Luani was saying, and we've talked about the protest before. If you're tuning in, you're getting nice football, you're pumping City and Arsenal, the team is buzzing. You saw the images off after the full-time whistle. You've seen the kind of sound bites coming out of Martinez and Maguire and Cunha. It feels like Man United for the first time, honestly, in like 10 years. This is what Man United is supposed to be. Now, how long this continues, I don't know. If it falls to shit, then it's back to the Glazers full-time, back to Ineos full-time. But once things start rocking and rolling on the pitch, I believe, man, that they will not be the focus. They just won't be the focus. So that is the problem. And Ben is right in what he said that, oh shit, these results now are going to shift the focus. It's the way it is, man. Because everything boils down to, as a fan, what do you want? You want what we've had for the last 2 weeks. If I can get this every week, I'm made up. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Bombay, let's say you have someone that comes in every day and trash your car. So sometimes you have to take your bike, go to work. You're miserable about it. It's raining. Sometimes you have to walk. But this time, you called your insurance and they gave you like a new Tesla, brand new Tesla you could have for 3 more months. You'll be super happy that the guys trash your car. It's almost the same right now because, these guys are going to ruin the club. They'll, as soon as we do well, go into the Champions League. They will get the money. They will build the stadium and they will stay forever. And we will be here with no ambitions because we know these owners. They have no fucking ambitions. They are only interested in one thing, and that's taking revenue and using Man United as leverage for them to borrow money, to invest in other projects. They sit in Miami, Florida, and don't give a fuck about the club, and they will stay forever because of this. People got to open their eyes because, short term, we are super happy. But not, well, we need to go to the protest. We need at least to get our voices heard. People got to wake up.
Look, now
this is more serious than just winning a couple of games, maybe getting Champions League next season. It's about our future, our club. It's going by generations by generations. We have lived through the Busby Babes. We have lived through Sir Alex. We have lived through everything. And now sits a gang of criminals, crooks, and gangsters in Florida, and just they don't care.
I think from the analogy is very good. It got my attention that a guy crashes my car, and now I've got a Tesla for 3 months. So I'm buzzing. I'm not really asked. So that may well be exactly what this is, and that is exactly what you think it is. And so far, you've
But
got a
except
right
Bumayan, it's not
to
a Tesla, right? It's a Ferrari.
it's a Ferrari.
Anyway,
And what I must say,
guys,
but
guys.
I do take your point, Jarvis. If you want
thank
this,
you.
if you're serious about this, then now, even with this Ferrari, is the time to kick some ass. But I'm telling you that
Mbaye, can I just
it's not
remind
gonna
you?
happen.
You never used to go protest. I used
I've
to
never
tell you
been
about
to a
it.
United I've never been to United protest, bro.
Yeah, and I used to tell you about the protest that I been to for the past how many years. So
Yeah,
I was
loads.
protesting, and we were protesting when we won 3 league titles in a row. When we went to three different 3 Champions Leagues in 5 years finals.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here, because we
No.
won 2 games, now you're
No,
all
hang on.
twerking. You're all
No,
jumping
no,
on the
no.
fucking.
No,
Let me
no,
finish.
no.
You're all jumping on the fucking pole and dancing, twerking for Jim and Glazer.
No,
Get
no,
the F out of here with that job, man.
We're talking for Carrick.
Your integrity as an individual is not up for debate, nor is it in question. But did those
I'm not
protests?
talking about me. I'm just saying that the protests
No.
are going on the Fergie. So why can't we can't protest on the Carrick?
I'm not telling you.
What are we
I'm not.
doing here?
No. I'm not telling you that you can or you can't. I'm telling you if things are going
If
to
you only take
continue.
2 wins, Bombay. Sean, it takes 2 wins. And then all of a sudden, Glazers and Ineos are great people.
Bro,
The
that's
people
just the way it's gonna
that's not
be,
what we
bro.
said.
That's no.
Nobody said
that's
Ineos
not
is great.
What are we
Nobody
doing
said
here?
they're great.
Bro, I think
know.
you're gonna
Get
find
back
it
on the
hard.
I don't know either, because I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
get back on the pole, people. You all get dancing, yeah?
We're on the text Cunha Bruno.
Nora,
Have you guys heard that song?
bro, it's gonna be difficult to mobilize protests if things are going good on the pitch. When things are going bad, it's easier. It's much easier. That's what I'm saying to you. And at a certain point, what Jarvis is saying is right, but what Luani and Sean are saying, I also feel in the sense that I have never believed that I can get rid of these guys, which is why I always focus on changing the manager, and you call it a carousel. I believe there is a guy that will do better than the guy that came before. It might not be perfect, it might be incremental, but that's the one variable that I can change, the manager or a player. But ownership, that's a whole different ball game, man. We came 15th, bro. We didn't win nothing. We've competed for not 1 league title in 11 years. We're not even in a conversation for that. We're not even in a conversation for how many Champions Leagues have we competed in the last 11 years? We're a cup team and a Europa League team, man. We're not even regular top 4 guys, and we can't mobilize. We're still talking about an initiative at the Stratford end. I hope it happens. I'd like to change the owners, but you have to understand it's a yin and a yang. What Jarvis is saying is right, but right now, man, if things continue like this, I just don't feel that people are going to be on board with the protests. You're not going to be able to mobilize like you have been previously when we've been at rock bottom, and people are knackered, bro. People are like flipping it. I just want to watch a game. I don't mind.
Sorry. Bombay,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. We had about 20,000 people protesting when Manchester United won 3 league titles back to back. Majority of that stadium was covered in green and gold. If you don't believe me, go and look at the pictures. But anyway, you've never been to a protest. You don't believe in protests, no problem. Get back on the Jim Glazer. Get back on the pole, and I hope you enjoy the dancing.
No, bro.
I enjoyed the dancing last week. It was. I enjoyed dancing.
Before you get away with
that, dancing last week.
Protesting. We've been to London to protest. We've been to town to protest. But I'm protesting things like Palestine, things like bombing countries. Yeah. Man United, bro. To me, it's an entertainment. Do you know what I mean? I'm not mad like that for it.
100%.
But I respect that you go. I have to say, you hold the flag and you go for it, bro. I'll tell you straight. I've never been to a United protest. That's I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, no problem. It's the same people, by the way, same billionaires who are funding the genocide in Gaza, who also own Manchester United. I just want to let you know.
We go to the protest against that.
All of it is connected. All of it.
You know what I mean? To go to Man United protests and that
it's all connected. All I'm trying to say to you is the billionaire class and these corporations, but it's all connected. That's all I'm saying.
Give what's to Caesar. Give what's to Caesar, and give what's to God.
Thank you.
Caesar owns the kingdom right now. All we can wish for, and he for him to build a nice coliseum and entertain us.
Okay.
Gladiators.
Okay, you just sit on the sideline. Big up to Jarvis, big up to Lesso, big up to Ben. The twerkers, you know what to do. Do with yourself. I'll say this. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention one thing. Norway and Bodø/Glimt in the Champions League. I haven't been addressing this to the United.
Yeah. Somebody sent a thing saying congratulations. I think he might have been Alien Tunnel. He was saying
big up Peter. And I just want to say today was the drawing for the playoffs in the Champions League, and Bodø/Glimt is up against Inter Milan. Last season they beat Lazio. The season before they beat Rome 7-0, Mourinho's Rome, and they have a way of winning over Italian opposition. And by the way, the Gazzetta dello Sport in Italy, the largest newspaper, writes for Inter, the road ahead in the short term is relatively straightforward. Although after the meeting with Bodø, they will end up facing Manchester City. So they are totally underestimating Bodø/Glimt after beating Manchester City, drawing against Dortmund, and winning against Manchester Atletico Madrid. So please continue and underestimate Bodø/Glimt. Sean has a belief in Manchester United. That's just that. It's belief, and right now I have a very strong belief in Bodø/Glimt that they can upset Inter. Maybe not win it, but they will give them a fight to the end.
Yeah, I hope they win it. I hope they beat them. I think they can do it. They've done Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are harder to beat than Inter Milan. I know that for a fact. But anyway, people, please make sure you check out Jarvis. Make sure you check out Lesso. So Jarvis is Bowley77 on X. Make sure you check out the channel. Him and Stu did a tactical breakdown yesterday, a preview of Fulham. So make sure you check that out. You've got a day and a half to check that out. Make sure you check out Luani, Manawan Luani, 1979. And by the way, make sure you give him a poll to twerk on as well while he's there. That'll entertain him. Make sure you check Sean at Sean Temos, or as Sean Twerker Thomas, as I call him right now, Ineos Glazer Twerker. Make sure you check his podcast out. It's called How We See Things and How We Twerk. So the podcast called How We See Things, for the episode is called How to Jump on the Phone. So check that one out. New episode out.
It's called the Cunha dance. That's the dance that we're doing. It's the Cunha dance,
Cunha Bruno Shaw.
Cunha Bruno, look Shaw. Cunha, yes, that's the dance.
Okay. Make sure you check out Lesso at Black Rain on X. Bumbaye, you'll never see him anywhere, but make sure you check out Ben at Elmo39 and Elmo20 and Elmo 20 on Twitch and Elmo 20 on TikTok. But big up to every one of you. If you are on TikTok, please get off TikTok. Make sure you subscribe to an app called Upscrolled. It's better than all that, and it's more freedom of speech on there. But big up, love and light. We'll see you hopefully. But yeah, make sure you check out Tactical Devils for the match breakdown as well after the game on Sunday. Go ahead, Loani. You willing to say something?
No.
Sorry, Luani. What pole are you dancing on? A blue one, a green one, red one? You choose some.
No. I don't know how to twerk.
Okay, no problem. Well, tonight you proved that you can by twerking for Ineos and Glazers. Yeah?
Oh my God!
I've heard what I've had to hear. I've all I have to hear. Listen, Bumbaye, look like you're twerking on a tree tonight. Enjoy the
me and Luani will be joining Sean on that twerking podcast, guys.
No problem. Twerkers. It's called Ineos Glazer Twerkers. Yeah? Quarter sexuals. 28 quarter sexuals. Yeah.
Twerk circus.
Twerk circus.
You better have my money.
Baby, I got your money. Oh, dear.
Oh, my God. Listen, big up to everybody. Love and light. Like I said, go and check out Tactical Devils. Stu and Jarvis broke the game down tactically. We talked about the mental stuff on here, but they broke it down. You got a little glimpse of it. So check it out. We'll be back with a video tomorrow, hopefully rallying rallying the troops to join us, those in Manchester to join for the protest. And we'll see you on Sunday after the game.
See you on
What
Sunday,
are you
guys.
doing
We'll
tomorrow
be
night?
around
What's the
9
show?
o'clock on Sunday doing a...
Are you doing a show tomorrow?
Say that again?
Are you doing a show
No,
tomorrow night?
No, Sunday night for the match
Sunday
reaction.
night. Oh, okay, cool.
Tomorrow I might do a video, but it's not for you since you're a twerker. It's to rally the troops. Yeah,
we're banned Luani.
Yeah. Big up Bledsoe. We've got something for ages, bro. Big up Bledsoe. Big up. Good to see you, King. We're happy to see you. We're happy to see you.
Yeah, man. It's been too long. Big up Denzel.
Yeah. Big up to you.
Big up
to Jarvis. Big up to Luani, twerker. Big up Bombay, the twerker. Sean, the twerker. Big up to Ben. And big up to Jarvis. Yeah.
Yeah, and big up to the chat. 100 likes. Well done.
Most importantly, big up to the chat, even though we've been live for two, we gave you 2 hours and 35 minutes, and we only got 100 likes on the video, and it's sad. It's really sad, really, really sad. But yeah, it is what it is.
Come on, Twerk Army, like the video. I know you guys are in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and practice my twerking, man.
Yeah, nice one, guys.
Bye, good night.
Free Palestine, free Sudan, free Lebanon, free the Congo, free Haiti, free Greenland from Denmark and Trump. Tonight the news is out. Trump is in the Epstein files. Israel have got him where they want him. Israel have blackmailed him, but the Epstein files is out. Trump doing horrible things to girls, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. And everybody and their nan knows. So yeah, free all the people who are oppressed around the world, wherever they are, whether they're local, national, or global. F the war machine, F the psyos, and F the imperialists and the colonizers. Solidarity and love to all the indigenous people around the world and all of the different minorities globally. Sending love. F to fascism. F to the Thios. Free Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Haiti, Greenland, Somaliland, Lebanon, Iraq, Syria. Free the people, free them all. Take care. And solidarity with the family of Pretty, the young man that was unalive the other day, and the tragic way that he was taken out. The US has gone into total fascism. Solidarity with all my siblings, my sisters who are in Minnesota. I worry about their children every day. Love and light, people. Take care.
Take care.
Good night.